captains. Can we go? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vail, Arizona and Cienega High School, home of the Bobcats. Another edition of Thursday Night Football on the air. James Spoovy alongside my color analyst this evening, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, we are down here for the game of Southern Arizona. I talked to Mr. Andy Morales during the offseason. I said, tell me really quick, the game in Southern Arizona. I don't want you to think hard at all. Immediately he tells me Cienega and Salpointe. I said, that's the game we got to have on Thursday Night Football. We're here, my friend, and we're about ready for kickoff.
James, we haven't had a football game in this stadium in 678 days, so you can tell the feeling here is palpable. This place is jam-packed on this side. We're on the Cienega side, and on the Salpointe Catholic side, this place is jam-packed as well. The fans are in the house representing the Lancers on the other side, so this should be a really great contest down here in Vail, Arizona.
It's going to be fantastic. The Salpointe Catholic Lancers will receive the football. Back deep to receive for the Lancers, number 1, Antonio Martinez. And we are underway. Ball fielded near the 20-yard line on the return for the Lancers. That's number 15. And unfortunately, I do not have a 15 on my roster, Ed Cole.
Neither do I.
So that's how the Lancers will start here inside our first quarter of action. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. We've got a great game for you here tonight from southern Arizona. We are about 25 minutes south of the Tucson metro area here this evening in Vail, Arizona. Temperature right at 89 degrees at kickoff. The Lancers ready to start their drive from the 32-yard line. At quarterback tonight for Salpointe Catholic, the vaunted number 3, Trayson Bourget. Bourget gets a shotgun snap, looks to throw, surveys the field, climbs the pocket, and he is wrestled to the turf right there by number 83 for the Cienega Bobcats. That's Brody Coleman, the 6'5", 225-pound senior with an athletic play right there, Ed Cole.
That's exactly what he's going to have to do all night long against Bourget, because Bourget is a rushing quarterback. On September 3rd against Canyon Del Oro, he had 6 rushes for 69 yards to go along with his 4 throwing touchdowns.
Bourget out into the flat now. It's complete for a first down and then some across the 50. This is number 1 on the prowl, crossing the 30-yard line. A great reception, pitch and catch right there for one Antonio Martinez.
Martinez has done it all season long, even though they only played one game. That game against Canyon Del Oro, back to 56-0 win on September 3rd. That night he had 5 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. So what he does is make big plays, and he made a big play right there from Bourget to Martinez.
We'll take another look at it here on the replay. A great swing pass. No one home there for the Cienega defense, and Martinez making him pay all the way down to the 30-yard line. Salpointe Catholic going up top once again, and this ball is incomplete. The intended target that time was number 15 once again for the Lancers, and we'll see if we can get a name on that gentleman there. He is obviously a big cog in the wheel here for Salpointe Catholic tonight.
Absolutely. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with for Salpointe.
Second down and 10 now for the Lancers. 10:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Ball at the 30-yard line. Bourget back to pass, swings it out into the flat. It's complete to the tailback. That is number 21, Anthony Wilhite, the 5'10", 175-pound senior. And he is all-world for the Salpointe Catholic football team, Ed.
Yes, he is. For him, 12 rushes for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, referencing back to that Canyon Del Oro, that 56-0 victory right there. Anthony Wilhite is one of the main cogs in this Lancers offense.
A loss on the play. That brings up 3rd and 9 now for the Lancers. Dropping back, Bourget looks to pass. He fires, coming near side. It's complete. And approaching the 15-yard line, finally drugged to the turf there at the 17. That is number 6 on the reception there for Salpointe Catholic, Gage Felix, the junior.
Boy, James, Bourget knows how to get the ball to his weapons, does he not? Martinez, Wilhite, and now Gage Felix. He's got weapons all over the place. He's got good offensive line control right there, allowing him to get the ball to his weapons.
Tempo right here for Salpointe Catholic. They hand it off now to Wilhite. He runs between the tackles, runs over a defender for Cienega. And Wilhite with a nice gain on the play there for the Lancers. Coming up in defense for Cienega that time was number 8, Spezio Gonzalez, along with number 10, Josiah Parker.
To bring down a guy like Wilhite, you're going to have more than one player come up against him, because you're going to have to gang tackle that young man, because if you go one-on-one with him, he's liable to break one for you. So you've got to have teammate. You've got to have contain as far as the tackling goes. You've got to be disciplined in your tackling.
That was a first down play right there for Salpointe Catholic. So now it's 2nd down and short here for the Lancers. They send a man in motion, and a procedure penalty will be upcoming as flags fly here from our AIA officiating crew. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. We're glad to bring you this game tonight from Pima County. Salpointe and Cienega. Coach Justin Argraves in his first year with the Cienega Bobcats. Salpointe now 2nd and long after the penalty. Bourget once again in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He's going to give it. Wilhite runs off right tackle. And a nice gain there, a nice seal block on the edge as well. Give it up for number 71 there for Salpointe Catholic, Luis Ariano, the 5'11", 260-pound junior, paving the way there for Wilhite.
Yes, sir. Let the big man up front, let the big fellas up front make that blocking, open those holes for Wilhite to get those yards. Great job by the big fella up front, moving that defensive line.
Play fake now. Bourget on 3rd and short. He's going to make a play with his feet and into the end zone for the Salpointe Catholic touchdown. Trayson Bourget calls his own number there, Ed, and scores the first points of the evening.
We talk about his elusivity, his breakaway speed, and his ability to see the defense and see where he wants to run. He ran that straight up the middle, right up that A gap. He saw where he wanted to do. He saw the mismatch as far as the defense is concerned. He knew his skill set and what he's able to do as a running quarterback, and that's what Bourget was able to do right there, break in between that A gap and get that touchdown run. Great drive by the Lancers to start this game off.
Number 10 out for the hold, Cody Reitzman. On for the PAT, 31, Owen Lynch. And that one is wide left there for Lynch. So our score with 9:01 remaining here in the first quarter, the Salpointe Catholic Lancers lead the Cienega Bobcats by the score of 6-0. We'll step aside, take a short timeout, and come right back here on the Epic Sports Network for more Thursday Night Football. Stay with us.
What's up? I'm Archie Bradley, and I am Pit Boss.
Archie Bradley! Are you kidding me?
Pit Boss Nation just brought in the beard. Bring the heat with bigger, hotter, and heavier grilling. You do want this smoke. With 8-in-1 cooking versatility, Pit Boss is your starter, setup man, and your closer. Slide in safely with a hot and fast grill job, or go deep with the low and slow cook. With the best value on the market, Pit Boss strikes out the competition. From the Pit Boss family to yours, let's get to work.
I don't know.
Welcome back to Cienega High School. The Salpointe Catholic Lancers on top by the score of 6-0, courtesy of a touchdown run from quarterback number 3, Trayson Bourget. Cienega returns the ball out near the 20-yard line. It's going to be spotted at about the 19.5, I want to say, Ed. That's where they're going to take over on offense for their first possession of the ball game.
Okay, James, so the Bobcats got punched in the mouth defensively. What is Braden Cherry and his offense going to do to counteract what his counterpart, Trayson Bourget, was able to do? They were able to drive down the field. Can Cherry and his offense do the same? Can they drive down the field and equalize that score? We'll see.
That's exactly what you want to do in the game of football. You want to respond, Ed, and that's what Cienega's got to do right here. Braden Cherry now in the shotgun. 2-by-1 on the outside, one tailback. He's going to pitch it. And on the carry for Cienega, number 32 gets the call. That's Cole McFarland. He's got 19 carries, 53 yards total on the season, on the young season here for Cienega.
James, you're going to see a lot of McFarland and also Richie McCormack, number 22. He's one of their bell cows in the backfield as well as that linebacker position. He is an all-world, that very definition of a quality two-way player when you're talking about Cienega.
A gain of 3 on the play to McFarland brings up 2nd and 7 now for Cienega. So glad you joined us here on the Epic Sports Network. Make sure and stay with us all evening long during our fourth quarter tonight. We will narrow it down to our final 4 for the Pit Boss Game MVP. We'll have you vote for that on our Twitter. Follow us at Epic Sports AZ on Twitter, and you can vote for that Game MVP during tonight's fourth quarter. Braden Cherry calls his known number on that one right there. And no gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Possession play upcoming here for the Bobcats.
So, James, when you're talking about that Pit Boss Game MVP, could we put an early bid in for Bourget if he continues to play like that? If he continues to drive his offense down the field like that, he would have to be one of those 4 players in contention for that MVP.
Trayson Bourget in command of that Salpointe Catholic offense so far here this evening. A highly touted player out of Southern Arizona. A number of D1 offers on the table right now for Mr. Bourget. 3rd and long now for Braden Cherry and the Cienega Bobcats. No one home on offense right there. The intended target appeared to be number 3, C.J. Handgartner, but it falls incomplete, and now Cienega will punt.
Looks like Jimmy Diaz, number 11, was in on that. Almost possibly had interception. I like the way he dove out there and extended and sacrificed his body to potentially make that interception, but at least he broke up that pass, forcing a punt.
7:24 remaining here in our first. Cienega 3 and out, Ed, on their first possession of the ball game here, and Salpointe Catholic has got to be happy about that.
If you're head coach Eric Rogers for Salpointe Catholic, you love what you saw from your defense there.
Ball fielded at the 35-yard line, right up the gut, over the emblazoned logo, crossing midfield, and finally down to the turf at the 45-yard line, taken down by number 51, River Reese. Number 1, Antonio Martinez on the return right there, the dangerous Martinez for Salpointe Catholic.
Yeah, I think we're going to call his name quite a few more times tonight, JP, whether it's in special teams, like you said, on your call just right there, or whether on offense. Antonio Martinez is going to be a guy you're going to see all night long, and he's going to be a weapon for the Lancers from so many different ways.
So now Salpointe Catholic in business right here from the Bobcats' 45-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers. 2-by-1 on the outside for Trayson Bourget. He's going to play fake. He's going to keep it on an RPO. Head out the left side, and he is brought down by Cienega's number 83, Brody Coleman. His second tackle of the night for Coleman.
So for the Bobcats defense, they're going to have to get pressure. They're going to have to try to do some way to bust inside that offensive line and get to Bourget, because Bourget, he's feeling himself right now. He knows that he can run on this defense right now, so they got to get some pressure to bring him down on the running plays.
Number 21, Wilhite, was wrapped up in the backfield, somehow escaped out of that. Almost Barry Sanders-esque right there, Ed Cole. He had 4, maybe 5 defenders in the area, and he squirted through. What a play right there. Let's take a look one more time.
JP, that's unacceptable that you cannot bring him down in the backfield. You've got that many guys to go after Wilhite. That many Bobcats in the backfield. You've got to be able to bring Wilhite down. How was he able to break away from at least 3 or 4 guys and get those yards?
Wilhite moves the sticks now for Salpointe Catholic. It's 1st and 10 Lancers from the 30. Bourget play fake, looks to throw, surveys the field, climbs the pocket, and puts it into the night sky. It's nearly intercepted by Cienega's number 2, Elias Santana. And Santana, you might recall, Ed, had that 95-yard interception return last week, against Buena Colts.
Yeah, he was looking for another INT right there. Wow, that's great coverage there by Santana. Look at him right there.
We'll slow that down right there and get a great look at that from our sideline shot.
And the great thing, what Santana did right there, he shielded Gage Felix off there. There was no way that Felix was going to catch that ball. So Santana said, it's either me, an INT, or an incompletion.
A great pocket up front for Trayson Bourget. And moving up front, unfortunately, this time for the Lancers. But, hey, how about the play so far here tonight from that offensive line of Salpointe Catholic, Ed? They've kept Trayson Bourget clean as a whistle so far.
Yeah, that's what you want if you're a quarterback. You want your 5 guys up front to block for you and keep everything. You want your jersey to be clean. You want your pocket to be clean. You want to have as much time as possible to get the ball to all your different weapons. So as a quarterback, he has to be pleased with his 5 men up front.
A loss of 5 on the play due to the penalty. 2nd and 15 now upcoming here for Trayson Bourget and the Salpointe Catholic Lancers. 3-by-1 on the outside. Shotgun snap. He gives it to Wilhite. No one home. He bounces it outside. And with room to run, Wilhite crosses the 25-yard line and finally forced out of bounds over on the far side by the Cienega defense. Another productive run right there for number 21, Anthony Wilhite.
James,
12 carries for 78 yards so far on the season with 2 touchdowns.
Sorry about that, James. There was a possibility that Gio Tobias, number 70, had a chance to get to Wilhite before he bounced off and got those yards right there. Just, again, the speed and the way that Wilhite runs the football is excellent.
Wilhite once again on the call, and number 8 coming up for a first down saving tackle right there for the Cienega Bobcats. Spezio Gonzalez, another big play right there for him.
You're going to have to do a lot of those calls tonight, James, from the Bobcats defense. If you want to stop Wilhite, those plays are going to have to happen. They're going to have to continue to bust inside that offensive line and get that pressure up front. They've got to be able to bust guys right up the point of contact, right at the point of attack, and get behind that offensive line and make negative plays.
A great atmosphere here tonight at Cienega High School. Some kind of battle on the football field so far. That's very close to a first down for Salpointe Catholic, but the early indication is that he comes up short. Wilhite with a great effort there on 3rd and short.
James,
but the Cienega defense rises up, Ed, and look around. These guys get it down here in Southern Arizona. They're up on their feet on 3rd down.
They're up because number 8, Spezio Gonzalez, shot right through there and affected Wilhite. Again, that's what I talk about. You've got to be able to get through that offensive line and make those negative plays. You've got to be able to get 21 at the point of attack, hopefully behind the line of scrimmage if you're the Bobcats defense, and take them down.
So ball turned over on downs right there, short of the line to gain. Cienega takes over, trailing 6-0 here to the rival Salpointe Catholic Lancers. 5:43 remaining here in our first quarter. So glad you joined myself and Mr. Ed Cole here on the call this evening. Braden Cherry hands it off, plunging forward for positive yardage for Cienega. That is number 22, Richie McCormick.
That's that guy, James. Richie McCormick.
That's that man that we hear about.
Like Mark Jackson says, that's that bad man right there. That's Mama, that's that guy right there.
So that's that one you've been hearing about.
Yeah, so he came into this game 18 rushes for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns for McCormick to also go with his 19 total tackles this season at the linebacker spot. Oh, by the way,
he is beast mode. a two-way stud down here for the Bobcats of Vail,
question.
the boys in Vail, as they like to be
Absolutely.
called.
Absolutely.
Second and long here for Braden Cherry from the shotgun. He looks, fires near side. It's complete into double coverage. A great reception on the play right there for Gavin Peterson.
And Gavin Peterson, he took a shot too. He took a sacrifice for his body. He knew he was going to take a shot right there, but Gavin Peterson, let's look on the replay. Right there is Cherry, steps back, he finds him, completes that pass to Peterson, he takes a shot, but he holds on to the ball. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Number 18 held on to the ball. He did not drop it.
And that was a great job right there by Cherry, getting that ball up over the hands of the defensive lineman, getting those hands up there exactly like he's coached to do. So just great football all around right there on that last play. 1st and 10 now for Cienega. They hand it off to McCormick. He lowers his shoulder into the opposing 22, and we got some power football right there, Ed.
Yes, sir. But look at the Lancers. Look at all those white jerseys getting on McCormack. That's what you have to do. You've got a running back like McCormack, and you've got Will Height. These are some really good running backs. You've got to be able to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 guys to be able to go up against these guys. These one-on-one tackles are not going to do it against these quality running backs.
2nd and 8 upcoming here for Cienega. They would love nothing more than to keep converting and maybe make this Salpointe Catholic defense a little bit tired here in the first quarter.
Yeah, just drive it down the field methodically, wear this defense down, and take advantage of that.
2nd and long here for Cienega. Shotgun snap, play fake now for Cherry. Pressure comes from the Salpointe defense, and down goes Cherry. Number 20 on the hunt right there for the Lancers. That was Cruz rushing. He's got 3 solos, make that 4 and a sack. And 2 TFLs now for the 6'2", 190-pound senior.
I was waiting for that. His last name fit what he just did. He was rushing after the quarterback. I was waiting for that call all day long, James, when I saw his name on the roster. But great job by Cruz rushing to get that pressure and bring down Braden Cherry.
And, folks, make sure and stay with us at halftime as well. We'll be joined by the trainer down here, excuse me, not the trainer, the strength trainer, and conditioning coach for the Cienega Bobcats, Mr. Steve Schween. He's going to come on here and tell us all about that Cienega way, Ed. Braden Cherry now from the shotgun. Pressure comes from the Lancers. It's aired out and nearly complete at the 35-yard line. The intended target was number 11, Jimmy Diaz, and the sophomore had about a half a step on the defender right there, but too much air underneath that football.
Yeah, let's see here. So he tosses the ball. Let's see what Diaz. That's good. That's good coverage there. That's good coverage by Martinez to get his hand in there and knock the ball away. That's a catch that Diaz should have made, but great coverage by Antonio Martinez. Give him the credit for that.
And you know who else gets credit on that play right there, Ed Cole?
Mr.
Our
Joey.
sideline camera, Mr. Joey Mosquero, doing a great job right there, bringing that one into your living room. 2:49 remaining here in the first. We got a good one here from Vail, Arizona. 4th down. The Bobcats will punt it away. An end-over-end kick. It takes a Bobcats bounce over the head of Antonio Martinez. He retreats and now tries to make something out of nothing, and he is wrestled to the turf by number 51 for Cienega. A flag on the play. River Reese on the special teams tackle.
It's amazing how that football just bounces sometimes. It takes odd bounces, and that bounced, fortunately, it bounced fortunately that way for, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But now we get the laundry out here. We'll see what the penalty is about. But oh, how the fortunes can change on the way a ball bounces.
Oh, yes, that thing not very round here in the game of football, at least American football anyway, Ed.
It bounced for the Bobcats in a great way.
2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in our first quarter. The Lancers on top, 6-0. Another edition of Thursday Night Football on the air, this time from Southern Arizona. We'll be with you 1 week from tonight from the Metro Phoenix area as we have the Corona del Sol Aztecs visiting the Desert Vista Thunder. Coach Ty Wisdom in his first year there at the helm for the Thunder. That'll be a great one, Ed.
Yes, it will. Looking forward to that one in a week from now.
So now Salpointe Catholic takes over with another offensive possession here, leading this one 6-0. What do you look for here, Ed? I think I'm going to see them pound the rock and try to run some of that clock down.
I think so. You could probably see another steady dose of Bourget. Of course, number 21, Anthony Wilhite, he's back there in the backfield right now. So of course you're going to also see a steady dose of him. So it's worked for them so far. Is to continue to run the rock if you're Salpointe Catholic.
Once again, Wilhite, the lone setback for Bourget. A handoff, left side. He weaves his way through traffic and picks up a nice chunk of yardage. a 7, maybe 8-yard gain on the play right there for Will Height. They'll take that all night long.
Yes, give credit to that left tackle and that left guard for, again, opening that hole and allowing Will Height to get those yards. So he follows his big fellas. Will Height goes where his offensive line goes, wherever his offensive line pushes, that defensive line, that's where he goes, and that's just disciplined running back right there. You follow your blockers, and you get whatever yards that they let you have.
2nd and 2 now after the 8-yard gain for Will Height. Once again, Will Height gets his number called. A gaping hole on the right side of the offensive line right there. And Salpointe Catholic is doing a great job up front, paving the way for Will Height. He is running at random right now, Ed.
Yeah, we see him right here as Bourget hands off, and Will Height gets it right there. Number 77, Damian Orozco, comes in there. Look how hard it is for that big fella to make that tackle. Orozco is 5'9", 325, and it's hard for him to bring Will Height down. So that lets you know how hard it is to bring 21 down.
Will Height keeps those legs churning. Power football on display here tonight from Salpointe Catholic. The Lancers come out in a 2-by-1 formation and a timeout on the field. So we'll step aside and take that timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us. We'll return to Vail, Arizona in just a moment. Can we pop the QB graphic when we come back in a minute? We'll say, hey, let's take a look at the quarterback matchup tonight, Ed. Okay? Let's do that when we come back in a minute. Get ready to watch our countdown. Here we go. Welcome back to Vail, Arizona. Thursday Night Football on the air once again here on the Epic Sports Network on YouTube. So glad you joined us this evening from Southern Arizona. Let's take a look at our quarterback matchup tonight. 2 gunslingers on display here tonight for both teams. Trayson Bourget for Salpointe Catholic and Braden Cherry for the Bobcats.
Those 2 young men are blessed to have the God-given abilities that they have at the quarterback position, but they also have God-given talent at a wide receiver and running back positions and line and offensive linemen. So these 2 young men have a wealth of talent at their disposal.
An embarrassment of riches, as we like to say sometimes, Ed.
Oh, you stole my phrase.
An absolute outstanding quarterback matchup here tonight. A great game, 6-0. Just over a minute and a half remaining here in our first quarter. Folks, to make sure and stay with us during our fourth quarter, we'll narrow it down to our top 4 candidates for the Pit Boss Game MVP. 1st and 10 now for Salpointe. Trayson Bourget out the left side, and he is wrangled to the turf by a host of Bobcats led by number 10, Josiah Parker.
Gang tackling. We're going to talk about that all night. That's the way you affect a running quarterback like Trayson Bourget. You've got to be able to throw multiple players at him. Otherwise, he's just going to have all that open space to himself and then dare you to stop him from a one-on-one standpoint. A 50-50 tackle in an open field against Bourget. Good luck with that.
Bourget in trouble right there, and he goes down almost at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was behind the line, so that'll count as possibly a sack right there, Ed Cole. Number 44, among others, in pursuit right there for the Bobcats. That is Joshua Consavage. One more look at it right here.
Yeah, great pressure right there by the Bobcats defense to get to Bourget. Number 22 came up there, also gave him some pressure. Number 22, that is our guy, Richie McCormack.
3rd and 8 now for Salpointe Catholic. Possession play here for the Lancers. The Bobcats need to get off the field. Shotgun snap. Bourget surveys, looks to throw, and he goes down. The pressure comes from all angles for the Cienega Bobcats. Leading the way that time, number 22 for Cienega, Richie McCormack.
McCormack and number 71, that is Abram Burry, the 6'3", 235-pound junior. Getting pressure right up the middle. There's number 71. Look at him. He sheds that tackle right there, and he gets in there on that sack. That's what you have to do. You have to impose your will on the offensive line, push that guy to the left, and bring down Bourget. Forget that offensive lineman. You're going after the quarterback, and that's what 71 did.
And the best part about football, Ed, you get to do it play after play after play after play. I love it. I'm going to let you know I'm here all night long, and we are going to have a party. Speaking of party, we got one going on here in Vail, Arizona, my man. 6-0, the Salpointe Catholic Lancers on top of the Cienega Bobcats. We've reached the end of the first here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us. Second quarter coming your way next here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back to Southern Arizona in just a bit.
The long wait is over, Pit Boss Nation.
P2.
I am Patrick Peterson, and I am Pit Boss. What me and these girls have in common, we both have you covered. Pit Boss is locking it down by bigger, hotter, and heavier grilling. You do want this smoke. Pit Boss is the fastest growing brand in the grilling market. And trust me, I know a thing or two about speed. With 8-in-1 cooking versatility, you can always run the right play on our gridiron. Send a blitz with a hot and fast grill job, or drop in the coverage, or go low and slow. With the best value on the market, Pit Boss sacks the competition. From the Pit Boss family to yours, let's take it to the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vail, Arizona. Cienega and Salpointe Catholic going to the second quarter. Salpointe Catholic is up 6-0 over the Bobcats, the hometown team. JP.
Cienega now returns the football from the 31-yard line. Ball's loose, and somehow they get it back. Running near side with it, crossing the 45, crossing midfield, 45, 40, 35. They finally run him out of bounds. What a return there for Cienega. The special teams unit on display, and they have come to play football here tonight, Ed.
Yes, sir. That's number 2, Elias Santana, on that play right there. That's what you have to do. You have to make those plays, and we see some laundry right there. What a great play by Elias Santana to get that ball and get that ball and just make a spectacular play for the Bobcats. They needed that.
During the return, an illegal block in the back, the unfortunate call there for the Cienega Bobcats. But you mentioned Elias Santana just weaving his way through traffic. And how about the fumbled return? Watch this, Ed. Wait a minute, that's the previous play right there.
That's a sack right there.
That's a sack right there on Trayson Bourget. Great close there by the Cienega defense on that one.
Yeah, that was a great play too, yes.
And here's the run back right here. Santana just missed tackle after missed tackle for Salpointe. They were right there on his heels, but just could not bring him down, Ed.
And how frustrating is that to have a run like Santana, and then you get it wiped out because of a penalty?
Oh, unbelievably frustrating. But all in all, Cienega with pretty good field position here to start this drive at the Lancers' 47-yard line. They trail Salpointe Catholic by the score of 6-0.
So you are in Lancers territory. If you're the Bobcats, you have to go down here and get a score. You have great field position. There's no reason why you can't go down there and score. If you're Braden Cherry, you lead your offense down there and get a score right now to tie the score, and with an extra point, they can take the lead.
1st and 10 now for Cienega. They're going the other way, working left to right on your screen. 2-by-2 on the outside for Cherry. He's going to keep it himself, and the defense penetrates very nicely right there for Salpointe Catholic. Number 95, he is a specimen, Elijah Rushing. 6'5", 220 pounds, Ed, and guess what? He's only a sophomore.
James, you cannot teach that size and that ability. That is God-given talent right there. 6'5" for Elijah Rushing to get in there and rush like that.
Oh, man.
My goodness gracious.
Unbelievable. I believe I saw a Mr. Rushing on the coaching staff listed right there for the Salpointe Catholic
George
Lancers.
Rushing, yes.
Put down a TFL right there for Mr. Rushing. 2nd and 12 now upcoming here for the Bobcats. Braden Cherry in the shotgun, 3-by-1 on the outside. McCormick, the tailback. To the near side with it, it's complete. Number 7, Gunnar Hernandez with the reception, 6'2", 185-pound senior. He's got one catch for 55 yards and a tutty so far this year.
I was going to say, James, he's one of those guys that can take the top off the defense. He didn't do it right there, but you mentioned that 55-yard touchdown pass against the Mustangs. He is a guy that can actually absolutely blow a defense apart if you let him.
And how about number 1, Antonio Martinez coming up there with a great open field tackle for the Lancers.
The talent on display on the Lancers and the Bobcats, it's stunning, the level of talent we see here on Thursday Night Football.
And I tell you, the crowd is insane here tonight, Ed. The stands are jam-packed. They said they were expecting 3,000 to 4,000 here tonight, and I think they might be closer to 5,000.
Love that student section right there to our right.
3rd and 6 here for Cienega. Possession play for the Bobcats. Cherry with a strong arm over the middle. It's intercepted by number 9 for Salpointe Catholic. And he returns the football to the 48-yard line. Once again, unfortunately, he's not on our roster, Ed Cole.
Unfortunately
But take another look at it right here. What a play. Big-time Oski over the middle right there for number 9.
Oh,
that's
goodness.
a big boy.
It is. So Cherry's trying to hit C.J. Handgartner, and he just lobs that ball over there. Unfortunately for him, it was double covered, and the defensive back was able to make that interception. That's one he didn't put enough mustard on there, or he didn't loft it up enough, or the running back or the wide receiver Handgartner did not run back he didn't run the route where he could come back and get that completion from Cherry.
Can you smell it in the air, Ed? And it's not the fumes coming off the Pit Boss grills out in the parking lot for the tailgate party. It's a fantastic game right here in front of us tonight. 6-0, Salpointe and Cienega. 10:07 remaining here in our first half.
Wow. I'm sure that Braden Cherry would love to have that pass back, wouldn't he?
He would, but I tell you, I like the arm strength I'm seeing on display here tonight from Cherry. He's got a cannon. Bourget now from the shotgun. He hands it off to Wilhite, and Wilhite is met right at the line of scrimmage by Cienega's number 8, Spezio Gonzalez. Gonzalez very effective tonight for the Bobcats.
He's effective, but Wilhite is equally as effective. His legs just continue to keep churning. He gets through that offensive line. He tries to get through the defensive line, but he's trying to see daylight. So he's continuing to grind to see if he can break tackles or juke, dodge a defender, and get some more yards. Really good running by Wilhite. He continues to keep churning his legs and his body.
He picked up one on the last play. They send him off right guard this time, and he picks up about 3 more yards. So Wilhite, they are pounding the rock here tonight, are the Salpointe Catholic Lancers. And now that will bring up a 3rd and 6 here for Salpointe. 2-by-2 on the outside for quarterback Trayson Bourget. Wilhite in the lone setback position. Bourget checks with his offensive coordinator, possibly changing the play at the line here.
Yeah, Bobcats showing a little bit of a blitz before they backed off. Now they're coming up they got a defender coming up the blitz.
The very heady Bourget in the shotgun, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, and fires. It's complete on the far sideline. Number 15 with the reception. And how about that pitch and catch right there for Salpointe? Unbelievable job on the far side.
Yeah, Bourget, he gets the great offensive line push, giving him time to sit back there, complete that pass to number 15. I wish we had his name, folks. We would definitely give him some love. But number 15 gets the catch right there, and he gets all those yards, gets him down to almost the 20-yard line. Really good completion from quarterback to wide receiver.
Ed, it's time for my weekly public service announcement here for all the coaches and administrators in the athletic departments throughout the state of Arizona. Please put these guys in max prep so we can recognize the kids on the broadcast.
No question. We want to give these young men some love, but we can't if we don't have their names.
8:42 remaining here in the first half, where this has been a back-and-forth ball game here tonight. If it wasn't for the legs of Trayson Bourget, we would be scoreless.
James, I guess I'm Captain Obvious here. Captain Obvious reporting that it's important that Cienega not give up a score right here, considering they had a chance. They had really good field position on that last drive before they threw the interception. So this defense has to buckle down right here and get a stop on Salpointe because they do not want to potentially go down 13-0 if Salpointe gets a touchdown here.
Absolutely not. That is a different conversation in the locker room, 13-0 versus 6-0. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers. Looks like a discussion on the far sideline there with our AIA officiating crew and the Lancers coaching staff, but we're about ready to resume play. 8:42 remaining here in our first half. Don't forget, stay with us at halftime. We'll be joined by the strength and conditioning coach for the Cienega Bobcats, Coach Steve Schween. He'll join us here and discuss the Cienega way, how they keep all these men and women strong here for the Bobcats. 1st and 10 now after the ball respotted at the 40-yard line. Our 4th game of the season, Ed. We want to encourage everyone to get on YouTube, get in the comments, let us know where you're watching tonight's ball game. Maybe you got a player or a coach that you're cheering for here tonight. Let us know. We love to see where everyone's tuning in from. You'd be amazed at how far this broadcast really reaches. Pretty awesome. I think we're almost ready for play here, Ed, or maybe somebody's getting retaped. I don't know what's going on over there.
Whatever it is, it's sure taking a long time. It's really stunning it's stunning the flow of the football game, right? Right, James?
It is. We had a good little flow here. The crowd was amped up. And I was very impressed to see that Cienega crowd up on that first third down of the game, Ed. That says a lot to me.
And, James, how great is this student section to our right? Every single one of those young men and young ladies, they're upstanding. High school football, is it not the best?
You can't beat it, Ed. I mean, just look at this. Look around.
It's unbeatable.
Unbelievable. Special thanks to our production crew making their way down here south of Tucson tonight. We appreciate all of their efforts. I think there was a confusion on the spotting of the football out there, Ed, so I think we finally got it cleared up. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Salpointe from the Bobcats' 40-yard line.
So, James, the referee, is talking to Justin Argraves, the head coach of Cienega, trying to get things all straightened out, give him the information on what's actually going on so he can know what's going on with his football team in this course of his defense trying to stop the Lancers.
Coach Argraves, in his first season here with the Cienega Bobcats, coming over from the Tucson High Badgers. Special thanks as well to Southern Arizona reporters Andy and Javier Morales, providing us with some fantastic information and headshots, etc. here this week as we prepare for this football game. So we have a timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back.
You know where to find me?
The new 92.9 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way I get to you.
Nothing like a great song.
And there's nothing like country music.
Wake up with the Bobby Bone Show.
Where all of country music's biggest stars come to hang out. First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
We are Tucson's new country.
The best songs,
The biggest artists.
All in one place.
The new 92.9 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
Welcome back to welcome back to Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. I was looking at the Salpointe sideline there for a moment, Ed. I was kind of locked in on the Lancers. 8:42 remaining here in our first half. It's 6-0 Salpointe over Cienega. I think we're finally ready to play football.
Finally, let's get it on.
A big third down right here, possession play for the Lancers. They want to keep the ball moving, and that Cienega defense wants to get off the field. Shotgun snap for Bourget. They come. He nearly goes down, escapes pressure. Throws down the field to a wide-open Martinez. He breaks it to the inside, crosses the 20-yard line, and you talk about making something out of nothing right there. That's exactly what number 3, Trayson Bourget, just did.
Bourget did it with his legs, avoiding 2 would-be sackers right there. Bourget got out to his right, waited for time, tried to buy some time for Antonio Martinez to get open. And that's what he does. We look at the replay right here. Bourget gets the snap out of the gun. He runs back there, avoids those tacklers, and completes that pass.
Back to live action. Number 21, Will Height, ran out of bounds on the far side of the football field by the Cienega defense. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10, it looks like, from the 20-yard line.
Boy, this will be so huge if the Lancers can punch this in and get a 2-touchdown lead out of this.
Big time. Here we go. 3-by-1 on the outside for Trayson Bourget. Will Height, the lone setback there, looking to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Coach Eric Rogers signals into his play caller. 2nd and 10 now for the Lancers. Shotgun snap, he looks to throw. He wants to go to the middle of the field with it. The intended target, number 1, Antonio Martinez. And the ball too high. Great coverage on right there for the Bobcats.
It was good coverage. Just really a high throw by Bourget. He got all the time in the world. His offensive line gave him all the time. He had a really clean pocket, but he just, as you mentioned, he threw just too high for Antonio Martinez to bring in.
Now this right here, Ed, is going to be the defensive play of the football game thus far. Right here for the Cienega Bobcats. They have got to dig their heels in and get a stop here on these Lancers. Trayson Bourget from the shotgun. Pressure comes once again for the Bobcats. Bourget climbs the pocket and throws. Number 8 had a step on the defender, Michael Aguirre, but unfortunately it falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down for Salpointe Catholic.
That's what you want to do if you are the Bobcats defense. You want to flush Bourget out to his non-throwing side. He had to run to his left, even though he's a right-handed thrower. That was hard for him. I was looking at him. That's hard for him to throw against his body the opposite way of he's used. opposite way of the way he's used to throwing. So there's something to be said for that defensive pressure on a quarterback. You've got to be able to get him to doing uncharacteristic things, make him uncomfortable there in the pocket and out there in the flat as he tries to extend it with his legs.
And I tell you, those defensive tackles for Cienega, as of late, Ed, they're turning up the heat in the middle there. They are finally getting through that line of Salpointe Catholic. So now on for a field goal attempt was number 31 for the Lancers, Owen Lynch, but we have a timeout on the field. So we'll step aside and take that timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on the Epic Sports Network. Right back to Vail in a moment. Fourth down field goal attempt from number 31, Owen Lynch. It is true and through the uprights right there, Ed. That was a magnificent field goal from 34 yards away.
A moral victory of sorts for the Bobcats defense to hold him to 3 points.
Correction, make that 37 yards away, Ed Cole.
Okay, 37 yards by Owen Lynch. Great field goal, puts them up 9-0. But again, back to the Bobcats not allowing a touchdown. It's 9-0. It could be a whole lot worse. So Cienega's defense, give them credit for stopping them and not allowing a touchdown drive right there. A field goal is way better than 6.
Let me fix myself one more time, Ed.
Okay.
My mistake. That was a 27-yard field goal attempt right there for 31, Owen Lynch. Okay, now we're good. 7:26 remaining here in our first half. 9-0, the Lancers on top, but Cienega with another chance to respond here before halftime. Back deep to receive for the Bobcats. Wearing white pants trimmed in blue, blue jerseys, and white hats. Number 2, Elias Santana, and 7, Gunnar Hernandez. That right there is a touchback for the kicker, number 61, Carson Fiske. And Fiske that's his 7th touchback on the season. He's doing a great job on the special teams unit for the Lancers.
Yes, he is. Had 7 kickoffs against Canyon Del Oro and 1 right here. So, yeah, Fiske, he's getting that work, and he's getting some good work in with his legs. So it's good to see that the Salpointe, their special teams are playing really well so far.
A 5A clash of the Titans right here in Southern Arizona tonight. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. Don't forget, next week we will be at Desert Vista as the Desert Vista Thunder host the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Braden Cherry now from the shotgun. He hands it off. Number 22 with a big head of steam for Cienega. Richie McCormick plunges ahead for a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
No need to panic, James. You've got 7:10 left in the half. There's a lot more football left to go. You're only down 9-0. Just stick with what got you here. Run the ball. You know, if you see a really good passing play, if you see that your wide receivers have one-on-one situations against defensive backs or safeties, if you see that you can exploit the defense, then of course throw the football. But go with what's got you here. And Cienega's a really good running football team. They got really solid running backs back there. But again, if you see a passing play that you want, if you're Braden Cherry, then go ahead and go for it.
I'd like to see a shot to Big 18. Here we go. Cherry's going to go the other way with it. A big-time throw and catch. It's complete for Cienega. The first down is confirmed right there for number 11, Jimmy Diaz. What a play.
Yeah, that's one of those plays I just talked about, right? About Cherry seeing those one-on-one mismatches on Jimmy Diaz. As we check out the replay right here, he takes the shot out of the gun. Cherry does.
A great pocket right there for the passer.
And he was going with Diaz the entire time. He was looking down the left side the entire time as he was going up against number 17. which we'd love to give credit to. We'd love to say that young man's name, but we don't have his name on the roster. But give Diaz credit for a great jump up and extension and catch.
That's right. Here we go. Cherry's going to pitch it now to McCormick, and McCormick's in trouble. The defense getting through right there for Salpointe Catholic, and that is going to be a TFL right there. And I believe that was number 20, I want to say, on the stop right there for Salpointe. There were so many bodies in there for the Lancers, it was hard to tell, Ed.
In a game this tight, how important are these big plays? A big play like that from Cherry to Diaz that can change the entire tide of a drive or a football game, at least at this moment.
That was a great job right there by Salpointe responding on that defensive play after that big gashing play right there.
Yes.
Submitted by Cienega. Now a loss of 3 on the play right there for the Bobcats, so they'll bring up 2nd down and 13 now from the 45-yard line of Salpointe. Just over 5.5 minutes remaining here in our first half. 2-by-1 on the outside now for Cherry. He gets the signals from the near sideline. McCormick is the tailback, and Laundry now on the field.
False start. False start on the offensive line, I'd imagine, on the offense.
A procedure penalty now backs it up 5 more. And so now it's going to be 2nd and Tonopah, if you will, right here for the Cienega Bobcats.
You just complete a long pass to Jimmy Diaz and you lose your focus and you just get those penalties. It's those little 5-yard penalties. It's those little plays that kill you from an offensive standpoint, James. You get a long drive down there and you lose your focus on a play like that. You don't keep your composure. You don't keep your mentality right there.
Don't forget about our Pit Boss Game MVP. You'll have you guys vote on that on Twitter during our 4th and final quarter here tonight. We'll narrow down to our final 4 candidates. Cherry stepping up in the pocket there, but he could not get past big number 53 for Salpointe. And unfortunately, Ed, not on the roster. Great play, though.
Oh, absolutely. A great play.
Another TFL put down right there for 53.
Mm-hmm.
So he pinned his ears back on that one and headed upfield for the quarterback. And I tell you what, great defensive play by both these defensive lines here tonight, Ed.
Oh, yes, sir. You got to love what you saw from number 53 for the Lancers to get that defensive pressure, to get that push, to get to Braden Cherry and bring him down right there. Love the way these young men are fighting. They continue to fight to get to the quarterback and bring him down because that's their one main job, to stop number 16.
3rd and 20 now for the Bobcats. An empty set for Cherry. 5 wide. He goes up top. He's got a man. It's complete. Hauled in at the 25-yard line. Number 12, the over-the-shoulder reception for Christian Hawkins. What a grab for the 6-foot senior.
What a beautiful throw from Cherry to Christian Hawkins as we check it out on the replay again. Cherry's kind of waiting there, surveying the defense.
How about that line, too, Ed?
Yeah, give his big fellas up front credit, a lot of credit. He launched that ball. Great throw and great catch by Hawkins.
Right down the seam.
Right over number 20, Cruz rushing.
So now the Bobcats moving the football here. Under 4 to play in our first half. They trail the Lancers by the score of 9-0. 2-by-1 on the outside now for Braden Cherry. McCormick gets the call. He bounces it outside. Nearly runs through a tackler and is finally brought out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Another nice carry right there for 22, Richie McCormick.
Boy, it's hard running from McCormick. Number 1, Antonio Martinez was in on that tackle along with number 20, Cruz rushing. They are doubling this guy. They are making it so hard. I love the attack and the way that these young men pursue the running back. Their north and south and their east-west lateral movement right there was outstanding to get to McCormick.
Yeah, Salpointe doing a great job right now of not over-pursuing on defense, breaking down at the line of scrimmage and running right down that line toward the ball carrier.
Yep, disciplined defense. I love it.
2nd and 6 now for the Bobcats. Cherry once again from the shotgun. 2-by-2 on the outside. McCormick in the backfield. They give it to McCormick, and he is tripped up in the backfield by big number 9, who is also, say it with me, Ed, not on the roster.
Not on the roster. Number 9 and also number 95, that'd be Elijah Rushing.
Rushing is getting it done in there. He is putting pressure. That sophomore is going to be getting some looks, my friend, because he is getting it done there on edge contain for the Lancers.
Yeah, James, with his lanky body at 6'5", he covers so much ground with such a big frame.
Very Javon Curse-esque, if you ask me, my man.
Oh, yeah, the freak.
The freak.
Yeah. What a great Yeah, great analysis right there. Great way to throw him alongside the freak.
Just look at him. Just look at him standing right there now.
Yeah, he looks like
ready to go.
Javon.
A sophomore, Ed. A sophomore.
A sophomore.
Or as Keith Jackson would say, a sophomore. Under 2 minutes to play here in our first half. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside, take the short timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football from Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. We'll be right back with you.
Parenting sure is full of mysteries, huh? That's why, at the Little Gym, everything we do is designed to make sure kids are whatever ready. Ready to learn. Ready for takeoff. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. And ready to shake it off and keep going. Our classes are based on lesson plans designed to get kids of all ages moving, boost their brain power, and with an emphasis on social and emotional learning, even improve the people skills they'll need for tomorrow, today. We call it three-dimensional learning. Kids just call it fun. More than a kid's gym, the Little Gym is a springboard for.
Welcome back to Cienega High School. 3rd and 6 now. Cherry scrambles out of the pocket, flags on the play, and the ball is loose. It's recovered by Salpointe Catholic's number 53. But we'll check the penalty flag. And more flags flying now, Ed. We will take one more look at that here momentarily, but what a turn of events right there as we return to play here with 1:49 remaining in the first half.
It will, yeah, we'll see what it is. Whatever they determine this laundry is, whatever this infraction is, that's really going to tell what it is as we look at the replay.
Let's look over on the left side right there. Run through, a lot of run through on that left side for Cienega. And I believe that's going to be, that's got to be a holding right there, Ed, right?
It very well could be.
And unfortunately for Cienega Bobcats, we have a player down on the field. We'll try to get a number on that gentleman here for you shortly. But with the injury timeout, we'll step aside and take that timeout with him.
51.
The injured player on the field is number 51, River Reese. And so we'll keep an eye on him. We'll step aside here on the Epic Sports Network and come right back to Vail, Arizona after the injury timeout. Stay with us.
Fire and smoke, engineering and technology. Elevate your grilling passion with the next chapter in barbecue. 2 new units join the Platinum Series line. The Brunswick Wood Pellet Vertical Smoker. The Laredo 1000 Wood Pellet Grill and Smoker. Equipped with the Pit Boss Smoke IT connectivity, integrated with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth control. The next chapter in barbecue is here, and it is bigger, hotter, heavier, and now smarter. The Pit Boss Platinum Series, available exclusively at Walmart.
Welcome back to Salpointe Catholic High School here in Vail, Arizona. Thursday Night Football on the air. We're pleased to be joined here by a few special guests in the crowd tonight at Cienega High School. Mr. Rodney Cox on site from Game Time Recruiting and Consulting. Always doing a great job supporting these athletes out here. And we're also joined by Chris on the field from Southern Arizona Football on Twitter. Doing a great job of giving these kids the exposure they deserve, Ed.
Absolutely. These young men deserve all the props and the credit that they get. But Salpointe Catholic takes over. That was an interception, so Salpointe does take over. So for Cienega, another turnover.
That's right. So Salpointe now in business here with 1:24 and counting remaining here in our first half. Bourget now from the shotgun on 2nd down and 9. Looks to throw, fires near side. It's nearly complete. The receiver had some room to work. Number 8, Michael Aguirre, the intended target for Trayson Bourget. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 here for Salpointe. And if Cienega can hold right here, Ed, they might have a little bit of time left to take a couple chances here before the end of the first half.
Oh, yeah, JP, this will be huge coming off them throwing an interception and turning the ball over. If they can stop them if they can force a 3-and-out right here, that'd be enormous for the Bobcats to get the ball back with 1:08 left in the half.
Here we go. 2-by-1 on the outside for Bourget. He's got protection. He throws complete on the far side, crossing the 40-yard line, 35-30. Squirting through the defense right there, number 6 for the Lancers, Gage Felix. What a play there for the junior.
Wow, that's a killer on 3rd and long, right?
Yes.
For Bourget to get the ball to Gage Felix right there, and Gage Felix gets all that extra yards. He goes right up the middle and gets all that extra yards, getting them down there in really good field position as they extend this drive and they keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 now for Salpointe from the Bobcats' 28-yard line. 2-by-2 now for Bourget. He surveys, fires over the middle. It's complete and into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 15 on the reception for the Lancers. What a play.
What a great pass from Bourget to number 15, whose name we do not know, but we will give number 15 the credit. Just great way for Bourget to step back there. Again, his offensive line gives him so much of a clean pocket all this kind of time. We look at him back there. He's back there in the pistol, takes that snap right back there, looking down the field.
And we got to give you all those big boys up front as well here momentarily. And he took a shot as he entered the end zone right there. Elias Santana delivering the punishment along with Josiah Parker right there for Cienega. But nonetheless, Salpointe punches it in once again, and they go up now 16-0 here on the Cienega Bobcats. 44 seconds remaining here in our first half. We'll step aside and take a short timeout. You're watching Thursday Night Football right here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back to Vail, Arizona in just a moment. Taylor's Pools. You can trust Taylor to take great care of your pool and ensure your complete satisfaction. From weekly cleanings to one-time cleanings, from pool draining to pool refilling, he does it all. Green to clear transformations, repairs, and new equipment installations. Trust your pool to Taylor's Pools. Call 623-200-2788. That's 623-200-2788. Taylor's Pools, a proud partner of Thursday Night Football. 15-0 our score as we return to Thursday Night Football action here from Vail, Arizona. So glad you joined us this evening on the Epic Sports Network on YouTube. Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss a minute of any of the Thursday Night Football action coming your way this fall. We got a lot more still to come, Ed.
Oh, no question.
Another touchback right there for the big leg for the Salpointe Catholic Lancers. That is Carson Fiske.
Boy, James, is that not a deflator for the Bobcats and their fans? This place was rocking just a little while ago, and then they throw an interception, and then Salpointe Catholic takes full advantage of it. On a 3rd down, they complete a nice pass. They keep the drive going. They complete a pass to Gage Felix. Bourget does to Gage Felix, extends that drive, and then the very next play, Bourget throws a touchdown pass to number 15. We'll give number 15 credit,
yes,
though we don't know his name. Number 15.
We're going to try to get that at halftime if we can make our way right up here into the booth and see if we can check on 15. But and there's another guy we got to get a number from as well there, Ed. We'll check on them as we go along here into our halftime. 1st down and 10 now for the Bobcats from their own 20. 44 seconds to work here for quarterback Braden Cherry. Shotgun snap. He's going to give it. Here comes McCormick, trying to get to the edge, and Salpointe doing a nice job of closing in on defense there, led by number 20, Cruz Rushing.
Give Rushing credit, give Antonio Martinez credit, give Connor Ratzman, the outside linebacker, credit. All those guys ran to McCormick. They knew exactly who to zero in on. Zero in on number 22 because he's got the football. Bring him down because we know how tough he is in the open field. You've got to get 3 guys like they did right there to bring 22 down. Otherwise, he could wreak havoc on your defense.
2nd and 6 now here for the Bobcats. 7 seconds and counting. This is going to be the last play of the half if they can get it off. They just do before the horn sounds. Braden Cherry out the left side, and he is ridden to the turf by the all-world sophomore for the Lancers, number 95, Elijah Rushing. We've reached the end of our first half. Our score, the Salpointe Catholic Lancers 16 and the Cienega Bobcats 0. Stay with us here. Halftime festivities coming up next. We'll be joined here just a little bit by the strength and conditioning coach for Cienega, Coach Steve Schween. Stay with us. We'll step aside and take a short break. Come right back here for halftime festivities on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us.
What's up, Pit Boss Nation?
Hey, Pit Boss Nation.
What's going on, Pit Boss Nation? Lee Robertson here.
Allie D'Andrea here.
Mason Taylor here.
Jake Lockwood here. Just wanted to say how much I love these wood pellets.
Pit Boss pellets come in all different flavors to fit whatever you are cooking.
I use the competition blend because I'm in competition with everybody to make sure my food tastes good.
I'm cooking in the shop and smoking meats all day long.
I use these guys for everything, whether it's briskets, whether it's pulled pork, ribs, if I'm cooking steaks, chicken.
Bison ribeyes, bison burgers.
From tuna, venison, salmon, chicken.
Man, they're so easy to cook with, and this grill, it pretty much cooks it for you.
Made in America.
They're 100% made in America.
All made right here in America.
These pellets are 100% all natural, hardwood.
Hardwood pellets.
100% hardwood.
It's 100% all natural hardwoods.
So go check them out.
Grab yourself some and get to smoking. Let's go.
Let's be honest, the world has changed. Everything is done a little differently now. But what hasn't changed is the time that you spend with us is still amazing. And even though things have been tough, we're here to help you unwind. Sheraton Tucson showing you that the good times are back. We can't wait to see you. So get ready. It's time to check in.
Welcome back to Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. It's halftime on Thursday Night Football. The Salpointe Catholic Lancers on top of the Cienega Bobcats by the score of 16-0. Ed, we are pleased to be joined by Coach Steve Schween, the strength and conditioning coach for the Cienega Bobcats. Coach, how are you doing this evening? We appreciate you coming on here with us.
I'm doing good. Thanks thanks for the invite. Thanks for having me up here. We'll thank Coach Ben Brandow for throwing that out there. He's always
yes,
good about
Coach
that.
Brandow is a fantastic guy down there at Red Mountain High School. And first I want to get your thoughts on the game here. We talked a moment ago off air, but give us your impressions of the first half here tonight against the Lancers.
You know, we knew coming in we were going to have to play a perfect game. We weren't going to be able to make mistakes. You know, 2 costly turnovers, a lot of missed tackles. We're in the right position at a lot of times. And if we execute the way we were taught, you know, get off the ball a little bit better, I think we're going to be just fine going forward.
Tell us a little bit about, now you've been here for quite a while. You said since 2006 you've been involved with this program and used to coach defensive line here as well.
Yeah, so 2006 I got here. I coached some freshmen for a little bit and then freshman and varsity. So I've been involved with this program all but about 5 years, which is eternity. So I coached with Niemer Hassey. I coached with Pat Nugent. and now I'm strictly our strength and conditioning coach. So that's my 6th year just solely being our strength and conditioning coach.
So, Coach, we're going through this pandemic, of course. We've been doing this thing for about 2 years. How has that affected your job and being a strength and conditioning coach with, of course, you were only able to play 2 games last year. That really affected your season. How has this affected your approach to getting these young men coached up and ready to go from a physical standpoint?
So one of the things is you can't make up for lost time. You can't take 6 months and throw it into 6 weeks. So when we were able to get our kids back last year, we couldn't bring them in until a couple weeks before the school year, and we were only to do 9 kids at a time. And we started out slow in the field, so I had them in pods, 9 at a time on the field, and we slow cooked them, as we call it. Worked real slow, building them back up, and then we were able to get them into the weight room. And then our kids, when we were only allowed to play those 2 games last year, they were off campus. They made our student athletes be remote, so I didn't even have our football players during those 2-game season. So we were remote learning, which is really hard as a strength coach. We spent a lot of time doing breathing drills and stretching through Zoom, but we were able to get them back. And so within our 4th quarter, we did a hybrid, and most of our student athletes were back on campus, so we were able to kind of get back to what we started to do. So, again, we slowed that process down a little bit from what we would normally do, and then we had our normal summer. So our normal summer is a 6 to 7 week program where I did 11 sessions a day. We had our kids, so we had them all day. All our student athletes were in, and so now that we're back, we're in our 8th week of school. So we just finishing up our 8 weeks of training here, going into our fall break coming up. So we did a long process to build them back up, and we're pretty much back to where we wanted to be. We're a different type of program and pretty intense in what we do. So we had to modify and change a lot to get us back to that, though.
Speaking of slow cooking, Coach, how important is it for you to convey to those student athletes that when you start like a conditioning program or a weight training program, that you have to start slow? You can't overdo it at first. You got to kind of really ease into everything to make those gains that you want to see in the long run.
Yeah, that's really important for us. We I have advanced classes and beginning classes, so my beginning classes are really on that. Everything's structured and detailed, and they're allowed to move when we can move, and that they understand the process moving forward. If they want to be where our advanced kids are, that they have to be built into this, and everything is detailed and broken down. So we kind of build it into them. It's part of the culture of what we do, because we tell them the number one principle for us is to make them better people. Our whole goal in the weight room is to make them better people, so down the road they're better fathers, husbands, and but then they're healthy.
Right.
So they're no good. A strong kid is no good if he's not healthy. So the health is the number 2 importance for us. So they buy into what we want to do.
Coach, we know you got to get down and get back to your boys, but the crowd here, the support. You haven't played a game here in almost 700 days. Yeah. How great is it to see a full house here? You got your student section, just raucous, and all just the support and the love from Cienega Nation.
It's amazing, and that's why I've been here for so long. I love this place. We have great support with each administrator we've had. Our principal, Kim Middleton's fantastic in what she does for us, and our students love what we do, and they buy into all of our teams. You're going to find this at other games. And last time we played here, we played against Sunny Slope in the 2019 playoffs, and didn't know that was going to be the last time. Most of these
27-24 win, by the way, Coach.
Crazy, right down the corner there. But that about 6 of our kids played last year in those 2 games because we were so senior heavy. So none of these kids have played a Friday to Thursday night game here. So they're settling down, but this is great, man. This is why we're here.
What was the initial reaction when you heard about Thursday night? What? Thursday night they want to do what?
I was like, man, I don't like Thursday night games. That cuts my lift week short. It cuts our prep short. But, they're ready. They're good to go. I'm going to be tired, man, tomorrow, but it's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be all good, Coach. Coach Steve Schween, pleasure to have you join us here on the halftime. We know you got to get down there to the boys in Vail and get those guys ready for the second half. We appreciate you coming on here with us.
Thank you, guys.
And spending some time and telling us about that Cienega way.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
It's halftime here in Vail, Arizona. We'll step aside and take a short time out and come back for that second half kickoff right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us.
Let's be honest, the world has changed. Everything is done a little differently now. But what hasn't changed is the time that you spend with us is still amazing. And even though things have been tough, we're here to help you unwind. Sheraton Tucson, showing you that the good times are back. We can't wait to see you. So get ready. It's time to check in.
Fire and smoke, engineering and technology. Elevate your grilling passion with the next chapter in barbecue. 2 new units join the Platinum Series line. The Brunswick Wood Pellet Vertical Smoker. The Laredo 1000 Wood Pellet Grill and Smoker. Equipped with the Pit Boss Smoke IT connectivity, integrated with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth control. The next chapter in barbecue is here, and it is bigger, hotter, heavier, and now smarter. The Pit Boss Platinum Series, available exclusively at Walmart.
My name is Slade Gibson, owner of Trinity Homes AZ.
My name is Becky Gibson. I'm co-owner and lead designer.
We started Trinity Homes in a leap of faith back in 2004. After working for many other builders, we had decided to go ahead and start our own company so we could really work with the clients and have the same type of values that we do in our family. Our mission here at Trinity Homes AZ is to work side by side with each customer, making their home become their dream.
A common theme with our company is that we are not only building homes, but we're building relationships. And in the end, that's very important to us.
We have over 30 years of experience here at Trinity Homes, all the way from our project managers, our superintendents, our lead design. We can serve each and every client with their specific needs.
Parenting sure is full of mysteries, huh? That's why, at the Little Gym, everything we do is designed to make sure kids are whatever ready. Ready to learn. Ready for takeoff. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. And ready to shake it off and keep going. Our classes are based on lesson plans designed to get kids of all ages moving, boost their brain power, and with an emphasis on social and emotional learning, even improve the people skills they'll need for tomorrow, today. We call it 3-dimensional learning. Kids just call it fun. More than a kid's gym, the Little Gym is a springboard for life's adventures. And every day we're making, energizing, and inspiring whatever ready kids.
Home Gate with Pit Boss. Or don't home gate with Pit Boss. Go long. Long cooks, that is. Or just, don't fumble the barbecue. Home Gate with Pit Boss. pitboss-grills.com.
We welcome you back to Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. It's halftime for Thursday Night Football 2021 Epic TNF, we like to call it. Make sure and stay with us. We will vote, or actually have you guys vote for our Pit Boss game MVP during our fourth quarter. Ed, we got to narrow down that final four list, my man.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality candidates right here for that MVP. I've got a couple guys I've already written down on my list. I think I'll hold them until the fourth quarter.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We're going to dial up Twitter here into the third quarter and get that tweet ready to go. We'll open that poll up at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then we'll have you guys vote throughout the fourth quarter. And then right about, I'd say, 2 minutes or so to go in the ball game, we'll announce the Twitter-voted Pit Boss game MVP. The Bobcats will receive the ball here to begin our second half of play. Special thanks once again to strength and conditioning coach Steve Schween for joining us. A great visit with him at halftime, man.
Oh, of course. For him to give us that much time, for him to run up here and then run back down after the interview, that was great.
So we are about ready for kickoff here. Back deep to receive once again for Cienega. It'll be number 2, Elias Santana, and number 7, Gunnar Hernandez. Hernandez, a 6'2", 185-pound senior. 1 reception for 55 yards and a touchdown on the season for Hernandez.
So, James, there's no mystery that this is an important drive. This is the biggest drive of the season right now, clearly for Cienega. They've got to be able to get back in this game. They've got to drive down and get a score. Those 2 costly turnovers that Coach Schween talked about that we all saw in the first half, that looms really large in a 16-0 deficit. Cienega's got to get back on the scoreboard.
Here come the Bobcats from the 10-yard line, crossing the 20, and blasted by Salpointe Catholics. Number 23 coming up on special teams. That's Max Flores, the sophomore. So Cienega returns the ball courtesy of number 7, Gunnar Hernandez, out to the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 Bobcats to open the second half.
Okay. Let's see what Braden Cherry and his offense has up their sleeves as far as what they're able to do. Can they, again, counter and get a score right here?
Cienega would love nothing more, Ed, than to get this great crowd back into this football game.
Absolutely. You talked about, 3,400, 35, almost 4,000 people here tonight?
There is a lot of people here tonight supporting these Cienega Bobcats. It's great to see it. You love to see it, Ed. 3-by-1 on the outside now for Braden Cherry. Trips to the top. Back to pass. He looks to throw, pump fake. He's going to climb the pocket and run it himself. Tries to put a mood on the defender and crosses the 30-yard line before he's brought down there by Salpointe Catholic's defense.
Cherry got that pressure up the middle, and he was trying to look downfield, try to see if he had any wide receiver open. He didn't, so he tucked and ran, called his number, and got some positive yards. Really good play calling there by Cherry, trying not to force anything, trying not to force the issue down the field, and forcing what could have been another costly turnover.
A gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 now upcoming for the Bobcats. 2-by-1 on the outside now. They pitch it. Here comes McCormick with a nice head of steam. He lowers his headgear and runs into 20. Cruz rushing for Salpointe.
Boy, we said Cruz's name a lot tonight as far as going up against McCormick. Number 20 is not afraid to get into that mix, trying to get in there and rush it right there. There he is. Nice shot on McCormick as he goes in. Great camera work right there.
A nice shot during a nice shot right there is what that was, Ed.
Yep. Shot on shot.
They move the chains to the Bobcats. 1st and 10 now for Braden Cherry and Cienega. 3-by-1 on the outside now. McCormick, the lone setback. He fires. It's complete to his big target across the 45-yard line. That is number 83, Brody Coleman. And the 6'5", 225-pound senior hauls that one in. Cienega moving that football, Ed Cole.
Okay, I believe that's the first time we called Coleman's name tonight, so I like how Cherry is seeing all of his guys out there. He saw his tight end, number 83, wide open, a big target, got the ball right to him, got some more positive yards. As they get closer and closer to midfield, this is what they need to do. They need to methodically move this ball down the field. Do not turn the ball over, get it into the end zone, and get a score. This is a critical drive for the Bobcats.
Protection at a premium up front right now for Cienega. 2-by-1 on the outside. Now they run a tight end across the formation. They hand it off to McCormick. He plunges through the defensive line, crosses midfield, and picks up what looks to be 4 yards on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 6 now for the Bobcats. They're moving really well here now into Lancer territory.
Yes, they are. I like that run by McCormick. Right up that A gap in between that center and that right guard. He got those yards. But as you mentioned, 4 yards. It's so they're over across midfield. They're at the 48-yard line. So they need to continue to keep this ball going. I like this drive so far by the Bobcats.
3 yards and a cloud of dust, Ed. That's what we used to say back in the day in Texas. That's all you need. 2nd and 6 now for Cienega. Cherry fires. It's complete. Breaking a tackle and crossing the line to gain for a 1st down is number 1, Brady Belts. And that's the first time we call Belts' name here tonight. Belts 5 receptions, 5 rushes for 73 yards on the ground, but a nice reception right there for the 5'7" senior.
I like these adjustments that they made at halftime, the Bobcats. So Cherry's getting the ball again to Brody Coleman, getting the ball to Brady Belts. I like that. He's also getting the ball to his running backs, and they're just mixing in all this talent they have right here. Cherry is not forcing the issue. He's throwing really nice, accurate passes to his tight end and his wide receiver, getting all of his guys involved from an offensive standpoint.
And now you can hear this crowd slowly coming to life here in Vail, Arizona tonight. 1st and 10 now for the Bobcats from the Lancers' 40-yard line. Cherry drops back, fires to the far side, and it's complete, crosses the 40-yard line. And on the reception right there for Cienega, that was number 11, Jimmy Diaz.
So he's hit Belts, Diaz. Man, so many talented guys here. McCormick he's gotten the ball to. He's gotten the ball to his tight end. So he's spreading the ball, spreading the wealth, letting that defense know that, okay, so who do we key on from a defensive standpoint? You can't key on one guy because Cherry is finding all these different guys all over the field. So I like how he's spreading the ball around to all of his weapons.
He is spreading the wealth, is Braden Cherry here tonight, especially in the first parts of this second half. They emptied out now, do the Bobcats. Cherry looks to throw. He fires. It's intercepted. And they say no interception. The ball hit the ground. Number 20 in coverage right there. Cruz rushing, and he nearly came up with an Oski right there for the Lancers.
Brady Belts slip right there. Otherwise, he was going to continue that route right there as we see the replay right here. Cherry gets the ball. He's looking. He rolls out right there. He tries to complete that pass. You see where Belts falls down right there. Otherwise, he would have ran in there just like number 20 did to make that completion, just like Cruz rushing did right there. But Belts slipped down there. So fortunately for the Bobcats, it was not an interception.
You talk about dodging a bullet. That's exactly how that's done right there, Ed Cole. 8:28 remaining here in our third quarter. The Lancers on top by the score of 16-0. But Cienega is trying to respond and get themselves on the scoreboard here.
And they definitely need to.
This crowd will erupt if they're able to take a shot and score that football. 3rd down possession play right now for Cienega. They fire. It's complete. Oh, nearly complete. Right into the hands of number 1, Brady Belts. Unbelievable.
That was one of those situations where Brady was looking upfield before he secured the ball. As we look at the replay right here, Cherry again back there in the shotgun. He gets the pass. Yeah, see, Belts, he lost his concentration. He did not secure the football before he tried to run upfield. He was running upfield before he even had the football. His head was turned upfield instead of turned to where the football was, where he had to catch the ball. You got to catch the ball first, Brady, before you run upfield. That's usually how football works, right, James?
And he heard a couple of footsteps as well, Ed.
That too, yeah.
Those of number 22, Davian Miranda Carrasco, and number 11, Mason Sanchez, right there awaiting that catch to deliver the punishment if Belts was able to haul that one in. 4th down now. The Bobcats are going to go for it. Empty set now for the quarterback, Braden Cherry. He goes over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. A little no-fly zone defense right there, courtesy of number 11, Mason Sanchez, and put down a PBU for that young man.
Wow, great play there. Cherry was looking for C.J. Handgartner all the way down the field, the wide receiver. Wow, what a great job of Mason Sanchez just sticking his paw in there, getting right in front of the wide receiver, and just knocking that ball right down there right now. Great defensive play there by Sanchez.
An effort play right there for Sanchez, and he gets the ball back in the hands of his Salpointe Catholic offense. They lead 16-0 here with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in our third quarter. Trayson Bourget now from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off, and we got a different running back in the ballgame now for Salpointe Catholic, Ed. That is number 25, Joey Sumlin, the son of former U of A coach Kevin Sumlin.
Yes.
Into the ballgame and picking up positive yardage right there for the Lancers. A gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 upcoming here for Salpointe.
And Sumlin's one of their strongest defensive guys as a middle linebacker and outside linebacker, so good to see him back in that backfield making things happen as well.
Bourget on 2nd and 8 from the shotgun. Protection great up front. He fires to the near side. It's complete at the 45-yard line. And crossing the 50 is number 6 on the reception, Gage Felix. And a little extracurricular right there on the sideline, Ed, and that's what drew the penalty flag.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chippy right now in the third quarter.
So that is where the composure has to come into play, Ed, and you got to keep your cool, especially after you give up a good reception like that for the Lancers. Here's the play one more time on the replay. Shout out to our guys right here for hooking up the liquid fluids and getting us hydrated here in the booth. Special thanks to Rodney Cox and Chris for helping us out.
Thank you, Rodney and Chris. Those penalties like that, James, that is exactly what kills you when you turn the ball over on downs and you don't get a score right there, and you're down 16-0 and you lose your composure. As you mentioned, you lose your edge, you lose your discipline. That's what you have right now. You cannot do that if you're down 3 scores.
Here we go, Salpointe now with a heavy package of sorts for Trayson Bourget. He's going to call his own number, make a move on a defender right there at the 30-yard line. And how about that? The wheels for Trayson Bourget. Wait till you see that on the replay, Ed.
Wow, what a juke move right there that Bourget did right there on number 8. That's number 8, Spezio Gonzalez right there. Just shook him out of his boots right there. Great play by Bourget. Great one-on-one effort right there in the open field to shake that would-be tackler, Gonzalez.
How about that? 2-by-2 on the outside now for Bourget. And we have a timeout on the field called by Cienega. So we'll step aside and take that timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football right here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll be right back to Vail, Arizona in just a moment. Welcome back to live action here at Cienega High School. Our third quarter underway. Salpointe on top of Cienega by the score of 16-0. Bourget now from the shotgun, fires near side. It's almost complete to number 6, Gage Felix, but it falls incomplete and brings up now a 3rd and 1. And if anyone in our listening audience is around the corner, maybe at Native Wings here in Vail, Arizona, our producer is getting hangry at this point, looking for some dry rub lemon pepper wings. I know that's his go-to. So we'll look for those over here in the booth shortly. 3rd and short now for Salpointe Catholic. Up the gut now, it's Sumlin with a big head of steam running through defenders and crossing the 15-yard line for another Lancers first down.
Actually, James, that's Dylon Goodman. Number 25, the running back.
Oh, my mistake.
Someone's number 26. That's okay.
My mistake. Goodman is number 25, Dalen Goodman. And what a tote right there for the 5'10" junior.
That was a strong bit of running, wasn't it?
It was
right
a
up the
great
middle.
run right there by number 25 for Salpointe. 2nd and 10 now. Make that 2nd and 3. Trayson Bourget now getting the signals from the sideline. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. 25, once again, Goodman, the lone setback. Bourget barks out the signals, and we're ready for play on 2nd and short. Bourget surveys the field, a swing pass, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 25, Dalen Goodman. How about that one, Ed Cole?
Yeah, Bourget is in complete control right now of his offense. He completes that pass to Goodman. Easy pitch and catch right there. Bourget, he's waiting for the snap. He gets it. Gets the ball, hits Goodman right out there in the flat. He is wide open, not a guy inside until he gets inside that pylon.
Number 10, Josiah Parker coming up there and delivering a shot, but about a yard and a half too late, unfortunately, for Cienega.
What a great response off that 4th down stop from the Lancers defense. Their offense goes right back down the field and says, we'll do you one better. We'll get a score for you.
Yeah, Salpointe in complete command of this one here tonight at Cienega High School. 31, Owen Lynn puts it up and through the uprights. The Lancers now on top, 23-0. We'll step aside and come right back here for more Thursday Night Football right after this. Welcome back to Vail, Arizona, 23-0 our score. The Lancers all over the Bobcats here. James Poovey alongside my color analyst, Mr. Ed Cole. Great look at the kickoff right there. Salpointe kicks it away. We're once again underway, courtesy of number 40, swinging the leg through on that one right there. Here come the Bobcats, returning it across the 15, and a little neck snap right there as punishment delivered by the return unit of Cienega. A great return right there for the Bobcats.
That was a good return by Gunnar Hernandez. Gives him good field position. And which is, again, another crucial drive for the Bobcats I guess we'll use that as a broken record. Every drive is crucial right now for the Bobcats. They're down 23.
Every drive from this point on is going to be crucial right here for the Bobcats, Ed, at least until they get this closer, at least maybe to within 7 or so, I would say. Plenty of time left, though. 6:03 remaining here in the third. A lot more football still to be played. Braden Cherry now from the shotgun. He surveys the field. He's got great protection. He fires, and that one is a PBU for number 9 of Salpointe Catholic, who is not on the roster.
Great play by number 9, though.
Fantastic PBU right there by that young man out in space. A great job covering that curl to flat area there, Ed. And he denies that attempt from Braden Cherry to his intended target.
And if he wanted to, that could have been an easy pick 6, but he just decided to knock the ball down. But if he decided to catch that ball, that would have been a touchdown. They'd be up 29-0 right now.
If he'd have got that other mitt up there and snared that one out of the night sky, it would have been something of beauty, at least for Salpointe. 2nd and 10 now for Cienega. 2-by-1 on the outside now for the quarterback, Braden Cherry, and the ball falls incomplete. The intended target that time, number 4, Karan Watson, the 6'3", 190-pound junior. A big target out there on the far side.
Big target, but not a good throw when he tried to complete that pass to Watson. Not an accurate throw by Cherry.
Now you see number 32 trotting off right there for Cienega. That's Cole McFarland. A little bit of an injury there they'll take care of on the sideline. Maybe a little blood coming out of the lower forearm there for number 22. Make that 32. My apologies. Cole McFarland. So glad you joined us here this evening on the Epic Sports Network. Don't forget, stay with us for that fourth quarter Twitter-voted game MVP sponsored by Pit Boss. Plus Play action now for Cherry. Fires over the middle. It's complete to his big target, number 83, Brody Coleman, and the tight end getting involved in the offense here as of late for the Bobcats.
Coleman, yeah, he was covered by Mason Sanchez right there, but Cherry completed that pass. Really good, accurate throw right there.
Cherry One more look at it right here.
Yep.
On the replay.
Cherry calls his guys up. He gets the snap.
Fakes
calls
the jet
guy in
sweep.
motion. Yep.
And right over the middle,
Nice
a little
throw.
drag route there for the tight end.
Nice throw.
1st and 10 now. The Bobcats moving the football. Plenty of time left here in the game. Coleman again gets the reception. He's breaking tackles and moving the pile. The first one to come up on him or step up on him right there was Antonio Martinez, but it took a couple more Lancers to bring 83 to the turf.
Yeah, when you're 6'5", 225, you're gonna have to take at least 3 or 4 guys to bring him down if you're talking about Coleman. But I love the way Coleman catches the ball. He's got soft hands. He gets right to where he needs to, allowing Cherry to get that ball to him from an accurate standpoint. 2 consecutive completions from Cherry to Coleman. I think they got something going right here. They need to keep that going.
Listen, if they need to dink and dunk and get the ball down the field, get some points on the board, let's do it. 2nd and 4 now here for Cienega from midfield. Cherry surveys, he's going to tuck it and run. He's got a head of steam, and he is walloped in the middle by number 2 for Salpointe. That is Connor Reitzman coming up there and absolutely destroying the Cienega quarterback.
But give number 16 credit. He popped right back up. Braden Cherry, as he goes back to the sideline.
Let's look at this right here, Ed. Here goes Cherry, and boom. You talk about lowering the boom. That's exactly what number 2 right there, Connor Reitzman, did on Cherry. And credit as well, as you mentioned, to Cherry for even getting up from that play.
Yeah. Most young men wouldn't get up from a shot like that.
A personal foul assessed to Salpointe Catholic. So they're going to say that's a helmet to helmet. One more look at that play right here, Ed. Cherry escapes the pocket. And I really don't know what you're supposed to do if you're a defender right there. Caught in the mosh, if you will, Ed. And you're trying to take that quarterback down. Cienega, though, moving the football here. 4:20 and counting here in the third. 2-by-1 on the outside for Cherry. He's going to pitch it. McCormick gets the call. He tries to cut it back inside. Great edge contain on that time for Salpointe Catholic, forcing the action back to the inside.
Yeah, it's tough when you pitch that ball like that, and you've got defenders like that on the Lancers that are so quick with that lateral, that east-west speed to bring down McCormick like that. It's hard for a slow developing play like that to actually work when you've got defenders that are quick like that can actually get to the running back.
A gain of just about 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 now upcoming here for the Bobcats. Braden Cherry in the ball game still for Cienega. 2-by-1 on the outside now for the Bobcats. He fires near side, elevating, high pointing the football, and coming down with it, number 4, Karan Watson. What a play right there for the junior.
Yeah, good pitch and catch by Braden Cherry. A little bit high, but Karan Watson with his 6'3" frame. He's got that size. He's got that ability to jump and catch that ball, so he was able to adjust to such a high throw from Cherry to Watson. Really good extension for him to jump up there and catch that ball. Good completion from Cherry to Watson. They continue to keep the ball moving and also keep those chains moving.
Exactly. You got to keep those chains moving right here, trailing 23-0. Just about 3 minutes to play here in our third quarter. Cherry now 2-by-1 once again on the outside. He's going to give it, running to the corner. And picking up a nice chunk right there, number 32, Cole McFarland. And McFarland is firing up the engines right now for Cienega.
But McFarland looks like he's down. He I don't know what happened to him, but he's on the ground right now. He's hurt. He came up limping like right after as soon as he went up to the sidelines, he came up limping. I don't know if the trainers are going to go look at him.
They're going to check on Cole McFarland. He looks visibly upset.
Head coach Justin Argraves is over there looking at his guy. Here it is. Yeah, he tried to tippy-toe on the sideline right there. Oh, he got caught up. His left foot got caught up under a defender.
Got twisted up a little bit right there. He's visibly upset, but they'll check on him on the training table, and we'll keep an eye on him as you see the coaches carrying him over to the aforementioned training table. 1st and 10 now when we resume play here for Cienega.
Let's just hope and pray he's okay.
Yes, indeed. One more look at the play right here, Ed. Shotgun snap, they hand it off. Great blocking up front. The contact in the trenches, outstanding tonight. He tried to get the extra yards, and right there he had that ankle rolled up, I believe, Ed. So we'll see. Keep an eye on big 32 right there. He looks to be in good spirits anyway. They might rub a little bit of dirt on that and send him back out on the field, Ed.
Yep. So suck it up, young man.
A loss of 2 on the play now. Braden Cherry working out of the shotgun, 1st and 12. 2 by 1 on the outside. Surveys, looks to throw, no one's home, he's going to run it. Up the field for positive yardage and back to what looks to be the original line of scrimmage.
That was a good decision by Cherry not to, again, force the issue. He saw that all his guys was covered. He rolled out to the left, tried to buy time for his guys to get open, but they couldn't get open, so Cherry decided to tuck it on his own. It's still 2nd and 12, so he got no yards out of it, but at least he was thinking, and he didn't try to force the issue and potentially force a turnover.
That's the last thing you want to do right here, trailing 23-0, is throw a pick deep in your own or in your opponent's territory. 2nd and 10 now upcoming here. Under 2 to play here in our 3rd quarter. 3 by 1 on the outside now. Empty set here for Braden Cherry. He takes the shotgun snap. Pressure comes off the edge. He fires over the middle. It's complete to Coleman, and Coleman works his way down near the goal line. He's finally wrestled to the turf at the 1. What a play right there. Cherry to Coleman.
Boy, you're talking about threading the needle from Cherry to Coleman. Cody Reitzman almost got the interception right there. Did he not? He came so close to picking that ball off, but Cherry just got it just slightly past him and right in Coleman's hands. Great catch right there. And great for him to get a couple more yards. Talk about those racks or yaks, yards after the catch.
That's right. Outstanding connection right there from Braden Cherry to Coleman. He threw that football with some authority. 2 by 2 on the outside now. He's going to keep it, and he is wrestled down in the backfield by the Salpointe Catholic defense. Among them, number 22, Davion Miranda Carrasco. And also in there with a little bit of fun, number 20, Cruz rushing.
That's what you have to do. Again, double up, guys. Double up that kind of talent. Double up Braden Cherry. Throw Miranda Carrasco. Throw him at you and throw a strong safety / free safety and Cruz rushing. Let those guys run in there and create havoc. Slow him down. Do not let him get any more space than you'll let him have.
So now a big 2nd and 5 upcoming here as you see Cherry trotting back onto the field for the Bobcats. A great end zone shot right there. Goal line defense now for Salpointe. They give it on the inside handoff, and number 22 just keeps the legs turning and puts the first points on the board here for the Cienega Bobcats at home, Ed, in 678 days. How about that?
Yes. You talk about a lifter, lifts the crowd up, lifts the football team from McCormick to get that snap, get that handoff from Cherry and him go right up that A gap and get that touchdown. Again, just power running right there. He was determined to get that touchdown, and he went in there and got it. Richie McCormick, great run.
Great celebration there as well at the end. Now on for the PAT for the Bobcats. Here's the snap, the hold, and the kick is up and good. Number 25, Brinley Lorenko, the 5'4", 135-pound senior, puts it through the uprights for the Bobcats. 23-7 our score. We'll step aside, take a short timeout, and come right back here for more 3rd quarter action from Vail, Arizona. Stay with us.
The long wait is over, Pit Boss Nation. I am Patrick Peterson, and I am Pit Boss. What me and these girls have in common, we both have you covered. Pit Boss is locking it down by bigger, hotter, and heavier grilling. You do want this smoke. Pit Boss is the fastest growing brand in the grilling market. And trust me, I know a thing or two about speed. With 8-in-1 cooking versatility, you can always run the right play on our gridiron. Send a blitz with a hot and fast grill job, or drop in the coverage, or go low and slow. With the best value on the market, Pit Boss sacks the competition. From the Pit Boss family to yours, let's take it to the house.
Welcome back to Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. Number 25, Brinley Lorenko, doing her best Becca Longo impression right there on that PAT for the Bobcats. It's up and through, 23-7. Now, Ed, we talked about big defensive possessions and big defensive chances earlier in the ballgame for Cienega. None bigger than this one coming up right here.
Oh, no question. You're down 16. You've got that momentum back. Uncle Mo, as you and Kevin and I talk about on the broadcast, momentum is on their side. So their defense needs to keep that momentum rolling. They've got to get a stop right here. But that's going to be hard. When you got Trayson Bourget, he's on a roll right now. Their offense is on a roll. They're feeling themselves right now. They have supreme confidence that they're still up 16 points, and they know that they can drive down there at will if they feel like it.
So Cienega's defense has got to do a better job up front of containing the edge.
The edge,
if they let Bourget get outside and throw the football down the field, it's going to be a long fourth quarter.
The problem is if you contain that edge and you don't contain the middle, Bourget will shoot you right. He will shoot you right in the middle and kill you.
3-by-1 on the outside now for Trayson Bourget. He's going to fake the handoff, play action, and he is thrown to the carpet by Cienega's number 54. That is Nolan Baker, 6'1", 225-pound senior, wreaking havoc right there in that Lancer backfield.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, he had 2 quarterback hurries against the Mustangs of Sunrise Mountain, so he's getting in there, getting that pressure right there. Look, nobody just got in there untouched. Nobody was able to get there and get in on Baker. That's why he got that sack right there.
A loss of 3 on the play, and that's the end of our third quarter. The 4 fingers go up in the air here in Vail, Arizona, as we head to quarter number 4. You're watching Thursday Night Football here on the Epic Sports Network. One more look at that last play and the defensive pressure on right now here for Cienega. We'll step aside, take a short timeout, come right back here for our 4th and final quarter on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us.
What's up, Pit Boss Nation?
Hey, Pit Boss Nation.
What's going on, Pit Boss Nation?
Billy Robertson here.
Allie DeAndrea here.
Mason Taylor here.
Jake Lockwood here. Just wanted to say how much I love these wood pellets.
Pit Boss pellets come in all different flavors to fit whatever you are cooking.
I use a competition blend because I'm in competition with everybody to make sure my food tastes good.
Cooking in the shop and smoking meats all day long.
So I use these guys for everything, whether it's briskets, whether it's pulled pork, ribs, if I'm cooking steaks, chicken.
Bison ribeyes, bison burgers.
From tuna, to venison, salmon, chicken.
Man, they're so easy to cook with, and this grill, it pretty much cooks it for you.
Made in America.
They're 100% made in America.
All made right here in America.
These pellets are 100% all natural, hardwood.
Hardwood.
Welcome back to welcome back to Cienega High School. Salpointe with the football. Trayson Bourget swings it out to the near side. It's complete to number 1, Antonio Martinez. A nice gain on the play there for the Lancers. They continue to move the football here against Cienega. Welcome to our 4th quarter here on the Epic Sports Network. It is time to vote for that game MVP. And we will have that up for you shortly on our Twitter. Follow us at Epic Sports AZ on Twitter, and we'll give you a few minutes to do that here as we get ready to post for our Pit Boss Game MVP vote. 3rd down and 4 to go right here for Salpointe. A big stop right here for Cienega if they can get it done, Ed.
No question.
Bourget changes the play at the line of scrimmage. 2-by-2 on the outside now for the Lancers. Shotgun snap, he retreats, looks to throw, no one home, great coverage down the field. He's going to run it himself, head toward the sideline, and deliver punishment right there as he goes out of bounds. Does Trayson Bourget on number 2, Elias Santana. And how about Bourget and the physicality right there from the Lancers quarterback? One more look right here, Ed.
Bourget said, I'm not scared of you. And you talked about how that the Bobcats had to contain that edge. Well, clearly they did not contain the edge on that one. They did flush him out in the middle, but once Bourget got out there into that flat, he beat that edge right there, took that shot. Ooh, man, physical shot on Santana. Wow, that was great.
First and 10 now for Salpointe Catholic from the 43. Bourget in trouble. Pressure comes. He fires. He's got a wide open man at the 20. Number 15, 10-5. Touchdown Lancers. Number 15 all over the football field tonight for Salpointe Catholic.
You couldn't get an easier touchdown
Richie
pass.
McCormick is one of the candidates tonight for our Pit Boss Game MVP. Ed, we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna save it. We're gonna tweet it out and let the folks at home vote. Make sure and get on there and follow us at Epic Sports AZ as we get one more look at the last play right here. The touchdown from Tracy Bourget to number 15, wide open down near the end zone.
That play by Bourget would obviously clearly make him one of the MVP candidates on Salpointe's side for Bourget to complete that pass to number 15. So I would put him as one of my MVPs. So, but we'll tweet that out. It's as we're in the fourth quarter. But Bourget at number 15, what a wide open, clearly blown coverage by the defensive secondary of the Bobcats to let number 15 be that wide open. And Bourget threw a perfect pass. You know, usually those passes are. They seem like they're the easiest ones, but they can be the hardest ones because they seem like they're the easiest ones when the wide receiver's wide open. Sometimes they usually drop those passes, but on that one, number 15 didn't. He caught the ball. Bourget, fantastic throw and touchdown as they're up 23 points again, up 30-7.
It's all Salpointe, Ed. Cienega tried to respond there a little bit at the end of the third quarter. We thought they were going to rev up the engines a little bit here, get things firing on all cylinders, but Salpointe just responds right away. And unfortunately now the crowd has been quiet here at Vail. We are entering the candidates for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP. Once again, follow us on Twitter at Epic Sports AZ so you can vote for that as we look at Salpointe Catholic preparing to kick off.
Boy, that's another killer. 11:37 left in the fourth quarter for Salpointe to go down there and drive down there again and get a score to go back up 23.
Once again, folks, make sure and follow us on Twitter at Epic Sports AZ so you can get on and vote for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP. There's 2 nominees from Salpointe and 2 nominees from the Cienega Bobcats.
Although the score is lopsided, James, it's still a lot of talent on both sides of this football field for both of these football teams, and we got to give love to both of these teams.
Absolutely, Ed. A great matchup here in Southern Arizona, the matchup of Southern Arizona high school football. Weaving his way through the Salpointe Catholic defense, number 1 for Cienega, that is Brady Belts. And Belts with almost 100 yards rushing on the season. He adds to that total right there on that carry, Ed.
11:20 left to go. When do you think that Cienega starts to throw the ball? Do you think it's a sense of desperation now, down 23? They want to be able to get some scores and get some scores quickly because possessions are their premium because time is clearly running out on their side.
Exactly right. They have got to get the ball down the field in a hurry, Ed. So what we're going to do is we're going to tweet out our final 4 for the Pit Boss Game MVP. We'd love for you folks to get online and vote. Follow us at Epic Sports AZ and put your vote in. The vote is going out right now, and we're going to keep it live for about 10 minutes. Again, follow us at Epic Sports AZ and vote for your Pit Boss Game MVP. 9 minutes left to vote, folks. Get on there at Epic Sports AZ. Back here in Vail, it's 1st down and 10 now for the Cienega Bobcats from their own 36-yard line. Braden Cherry once again in the shotgun. 3-by-1 on the outside now. Number 22 gets the call for Cienega, plunges across midfield, and that is Richard McCormick. You will see if you follow us on Twitter at Epic Sports AZ. He is one of the nominees for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP.
And a run like that will absolutely make you a nominee as McCormack gets that ball. He runs off left tackle and left guard as the timeout's called, but really good run there by number 22, McCormack.
We're going to keep it right here, folks, during the timeout and discuss a little bit more of this voting for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP. An injured player on the field right now for Salpointe Catholic. Hopefully that's just like a cramping situation for Connor Reitzman.
Yeah, I was going to say number 2, the outside linebacker for Reitzman.
So get on there and vote, folks. We've got about 8 more minutes left to go. It's all about the votes. It doesn't matter the score of tonight's game. We narrowed it down to 4. Get on there and vote for the game MVP. Follow us at Epic Sports AZ and vote for your choice.
Boy, James, how impressive has Trayson Bourget been tonight, just leading his offense down the field. They're up 30-7. He has ran the ball well. We knew how strong he is with his legs and his arms. He's used all of his weapons to maximum effect, including himself as a weapon offensively. So we also throw Trayson in there as a weapon right there. But what an impressive performance by number 3, as he is one of the MVP candidates. So get on Twitter and vote for him if you feel that Bourget is your MVP candidate.
Yes, we want to get your vote, so make sure and get on there. You got about 8 minutes left to send those over to us. We'd love to hear from you. Back here, first down and 10 now for the Cienega Bobcats from the Salpointe Catholic 48-yard line. Don't forget, next week we will be back in the Valley of the Sun for Corona del Sol. The Aztecs under Coach John Bechtold head over to visit the Thunder and Coach Ty Wisdom. Number 3 on the carry that time for Cienega, that was C.J. Handgartner, the 5'10", 175-pound senior with a nice run to the edge there for the Bobcats.
Nice run, but let's see what the laundry is all about, see what the infraction is.
Once again, folks, follow us at Epic Sports AZ. Get on there and vote for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP, and we'll announce that here in just a bit. Personal foul, hands to the face, is the call assessed by our AIA officiating crew here tonight, assigned by Dr. Brian Gessner.
That'll help the Bobcats.
Oh, yeah.
Extra free yards right there.
Free yards are good anytime you can get them, Ed.
If you can get 15 free yards, absolutely.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get those. Get on there and vote for tonight's game MVP. Right now, the leading candidate with 67% of the votes is quarterback Trayson Bourget from Salpointe Catholic. A tight race for second place right now with 17% of the vote. Anthony Wilhite and Richie McCormick from Cienega checking in with 16%. Shotgun snap to Braden Cherry. He fires. He's got a man, but not enough speed on the route there for number 11, Jimmy Diaz. He was well covered there by the Salpointe defense.
He was, and Cherry just led him a little bit too far for Diaz. If Diaz could have sped up a little bit, or if Cherry could have changed the trajectory of his throw, made it a little bit closer for Diaz to catch, that possibly would have been a touchdown. But, yeah, Cherry and Diaz clearly did not link up on there. It was a good throw. It was just off. It was just inaccurate, just off center, off target.
2 players in trail right there for Salpointe Catholic. One of those, number 5, Jackson Green. Second and 10 now here for Cienega. 3-by-1 on the outside now. Empty set here for Braden Cherry. Great protection up front. He throws down the middle. Home run ball. It's complete for the touchdown. Number 3 on the reception, C.J. Handgartner. And Ed, it's 9.5 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Cienega refusing to go away quietly.
You can never say never in a football game. Plenty of time left, 9:33. But Braden Cherry's doing his best to get his team back in the football game, throwing an outstanding touchdown pass to Handgartner just right over the middle. He gets the snap, he sees Handgartner, just tosses it right up there, and CJ gets clear of his defender, catches the ball. Excellent extension for him to catch the ball. Going into the end zone, he catches it backwards and kind of twirls around in the end zone. Great pitch and catch from Cherry to Handgartner.
On for the PAT once again now, number 25, Brinley Lorenko, and Lorenko puts it right through once again, Ed, for the Cienega Bobcats. How about that right there?
Go ahead,
that
young
lady getting it done.
Go ahead, girl. Do your thing.
Outstanding job there. The PAT up and in, 30-13 our score, 9:33 remaining. We'll step aside and take a short timeout and come right back for more TNF right after this. Welcome back to Cienega High School here in Vail, Arizona. We remind you with our score 30-14, 9.5 minutes remaining here in our fourth. Get on Twitter. You got about 2 minutes left to vote for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP. And leading the way right now No surprise, quarterback Trayson Bourget from Salpointe Catholic. Another touchback right there for Cienega. And that is a great job once again on special teams right there for the Cienega Bobcats. 30-14, Ed. Once again, we talked about it all night, especially during the second half here, but Cienega's defense, they got to rise up right here.
Yeah, and it's hard because Bourget has played outstanding football all night long, and it's hard to actually get to that guy and force a turnover, force a fumble, force an interception, force a 3-and-out, because Bourget has been able to drive his guys down the field and pretty much at will against his defense. That's why they've got 30 points.
2 minutes left, folks, to vote on Twitter at Epic Sports AZ for tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP. 2-by-1 on the outside now. They give it to Will Height, and he plunges ahead for positive yardage. Stopped by a host of Bobcats on the inside, led by 22, Richie McCormick.
And you would think right now at this point you're up 16. If you're Salpointe, you're going to try to run the ball as much as possible, try to run some time off the clock as they try to get this thing under 9 minutes, up 16 points. Just don't do anything stupid to force turnovers and let Cienega back in the game.
Absolutely cannot have another turnover here, especially if you're Cienega. Procedure penalty up front. It looks like offsides is the initial call from our AIA officiating crew here tonight. 8 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in our fourth quarter. So glad you joined us this evening on the Epic Sports Network on YouTube. 2 minutes left to vote in our Pit Boss Game MVP voting right now. 69% of the vote going to Trayson Bourget. In second place right now, Cienega running back Richie McCormick with 23%. He's had a nice game here tonight despite the score, Ed.
Yes, he has.
Bourget looks to throw. He's going to climb the pocket on the edge. This guy is dangerous in space, Ed. What a play right there by Bourget. You talk about a master of making something out of nothing.
It is amazing because he sees everything that comes around him. He sees that defensive pressure, and he's able to sidestep these guys and continue to sidestep, but he holds on to the football. He's not allowing anybody to get in there and punch that ball away, so he's very smart with the football. He knows where he wants to go, and he knows he needs to secure the football and not turn it over, JP.
Absolutely. Trayson Bourget, a very heady quarterback indeed for Salpointe Catholic. 3rd and 3 now for the Lancers. Bourget a bad snap. And here come the Bobcats. This could be a game-changing play right here, Ed Cole. And we'll wait for the official ruling, and the Bobcats have the football. It is recovered by Cienega deep in Lancer territory. And that was number 50 on the hunt right there for the Bobcats. Take a look, one more look at it right here.
Just a failed snap from the center to Bourget. Bourget lost the football, and it went back in the backfield, and Cienega recovers the football. Exactly what they need. They needed a play like that. They needed a turnover. We talked about that, how critical it was to force a turnover on Bourget, and that's exactly how it's playing out, at least for the Bobcats on this drive.
Number 50, Dominic Romero on the fumble recovery right there. So a bad snap leads to a turnover, which we just talked about, Ed.
Yes.
You can't have any more of those. And Salpointe, almost on cue, turns the football over. Cienega in business right here. Cherry now hands it off. Plunging ahead, McCormick. He's got guys pushing the pile, and they continue to push the pile forward. We finally get a whistle, and Cienega with positive yardage. They get closer and closer to that goal line.
James, I'm going to tell you, if Cienega punches this thing in right now, it is a completely new ball game. This place will just go, it will go nuclear.
These stands will erupt, Ed Cole, if they throw a touchdown pass right here to one of those big targets. I'm going to call it right now. It's going to be 83 Brody Coleman.
I can see that. I like that.
7:40 remaining here in the fourth. 30-14 our score. Cienega with the offensive possession of the game right here for the Bobcats.
Yeah, you got a big fella like that, like Coleman out there. Why not let Cherry go out to him? Throw it in the end zone. Let him toss it up there and see if the big fella can get it.
2-by-1 on the outside now. He looks to throw. He's covered. Nowhere to go with it. Cherry throws back towards the middle of the field and throws it out of the back of the end zone, very wisely avoiding the sack.
Yeah, sack right there would have been killer for them. That would have taken them, that would have really killed their field position. Not that they couldn't have scored on the ensuing play, but to take a sack right there would have been detrimental to what they're trying to do on their drive to get a score and get it closer.
3rd down and 6 now. 7:14 remaining here in the fourth. Boy, if Cienega punches this one in, you see the fatigue starting to set in right there. Hands on hips on that defensive front now for Salpointe. This is deep into the fourth quarter here, but
You got to suck it up, JP. If you're the young man on defense, you got to get past all that. You got to get a stop here.
4 down territory right here for Cienega. Cherry looks to throw. He's going to run it himself. He throws a dart, and it's complete for the touchdown. Just past the goal line, number 4, Karan Watson, the junior, paying off here late in the ballgame.
Look how Cherry gets that pressure. He avoids it, sidesteps the pressure, rolls out there. Number 49 was after him, but he saw Watson in the end zone, fired that ball low where only he could catch it. Karan Watson got down there and caught that football. Boy, let me tell you, down 10 points, 7:07 left in the football game. We got a brand new ball game here, folks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's an eternity of football left here in Vail, Arizona tonight, Ed. 7:07 on the clock, and Cienega with a chance to make it a 9-point game right here. It looks like they're going to go for 2 and try to make it an 8-point game. Wow, what a turn of events here after the turnover by Salpointe Catholic deep in their own territory. Cienega cashes in and gets into the pay dirt area for 6. Now the Bobcats come out and go for 2. Number 32, Cole McFarland now the lone setback. They fire, it's complete for the conversion into the end zone. Wide open, uncovered is 18, Gavin Peterson.
First time we called that young man's name all night. This 5'10", 160-pound junior, Gavin Peterson, gets wide open, gets free in the end zone. Cherry finds him, sees him. Another easy pitch and catch to get them down to within 8 at 30-22.
Now, I know there's some folks at home right now, Ed, watching this game. They were here earlier tonight. They left early.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you folks. You still got a little bit of time. Get yourselves back over here. We got a ball game.
Yes, we do.
30-22 our score, 8 points, and just over 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. Plenty of time here. Another big defensive stand-up coming for Cienega.
If they can do 2 in a row, 2 crazy defensive stands, and they drive down and get another score and possibly another 2-point conversion, stranger things have happened in football, James.
Oh, my goodness. You are absolutely right.
We've seen wilder things happen.
Thursday night football game of the week right here on the Epic Sports Network. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right there on YouTube so you can catch all the action anytime we go live. We'll be live next Thursday night at as Corona del Sol visits Desert Vista. Chopped down just short of the 20-yard line on the return there is number 1, Antonio Martinez for Salpointe Catholic. And that was a pretty nice stop there on defense or special teams for Cienega. Now they got to come back here and play some hard-nosed defense.
No question right here. Yep. Defense has got to step up and put some more pressure on Bourget like that. If they can do self-inflicted wounds, if you're Salpointe Catholic, if you can self-inflicted wound yourself, the Bobcats will take that all day, every day. If you want to make mistakes on your own, sure, we'll take that.
Now you see this crowd getting into the game now, Ed. They're going to get up on their feet here and give some support to this defense of the Bobcats. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers from their own 20. 3-by-1 on the outside now for Bourget. Hand off, they give it to Wilhite. He weaves his way through traffic, and he is finally bottled up there after a couple-yard gain by 22, Richie McCormick, and this crowd is coming to life.
Yeah, you like the feeling right here. The momentum, the tide has completely changed. The feeling in this stadium, it's all on the home team right now.
I got to give out a shout to our guys, the Morales brothers, specifically Mr. Andy Morales. I asked him in the offseason, Ed, what's the game? He said, this one right here, and it's paying off.
Thank you, Mr. Morales.
30-22 now, 6.5 remaining in the 4th. Bourget with plenty of time to throw. He goes to the air. He's got a receiver, but it's incomplete. No flag on the play. No flag whatsoever. That was just great coverage right there by Cienega's number 7, Gunnar Hernandez.
It was. We'll look at the replay right here. That's just great. One of those 50-50 balls that you throw up. Bourget tries to throw the ball up and tries to complete the pass to number 8. He tried to complete the pass to number 8. But give Hernandez credit. He was right there to break up that pass play right there.
The student section loves it right now, Ed Cole. The Cienega Bobcats rising up here, 3rd down. The shotgun snap, pressure comes off the edge. Bourget has to step up, and he is sacked in the backfield. Number 32 on the hunt. That is Cole McFarland. How about that right there from the senior? He's got 11-plus tackles on the season. He adds to that total right there, and just at the right time for Cienega.
Yeah, JP, he's playing inspired football. Was he not hurt just a few series back? He was on the sidelines. We were looking at him on that very trainer's table right there, but now he went out there and made the biggest sack of the season in this early season for Cienega right there. What a great play by 3-2.
Now, if this doesn't get this crowd going, I don't know what will, Ed. Cienega with a great defensive stand. 3 and out. The Lancers are punting the football. Back deep to receive once again now for Cienega. The very familiar number 2, Elias Santana. He's going to get it at the 45. Crosses midfield, 45-40. Up the field, 35-30. Cuts it back inside. He's running with a great head of steam, and he's finally ridden out of bounds near the 20-yard line by number 80 for Salpointe Catholic, Andres Gonzalez. Oh, my goodness, we got a game.
Yes, sir. 5:14 left, down 8 points. Cienega has got that momentum completely shifted in their direction, and the crowd feels it. We can feel it in the stadium.
The stands are rumbling here, Ed Cole. The first time in 678 days here.
The ball in the hands of is 2-2. Let him run up the middle. Let him get to the outside. Wherever he feels fit, wherever he feels he needs to get yards, get it to Richie McCormick because he can make things happen for you.
McCormick averaging 5.6 yards a tote this season for the Bobcats. He's the single setback behind Braden Cherry. They toss it to McCormick. He cuts it back up the middle. Balls on the turf. And Salpointe Catholic recovers the football. Oh, my goodness. How about it? Number 5, right place, right time. That is Jackson Green.
Oh, my gosh.
And this air has just came completely out of the stadium here at Cienega High School.
Wow. We were just talking about how great McCormack was. And still is, but
yes.
I mean, he's human just like the rest of us. He makes mistakes, but my gosh, to make a mistake with 5:14 left, your team is driving, you've got the momentum. That Uncle Mo we always talk about. You're down 8 points, and you're trying to drive to get a potential scoring touchdown and maybe a 2-point conversion, and you fumble the ball away. Oh, I feel for 2-2 right now.
Time to rise up on defense here. Now Salpointe Catholic once again with possession of the football. The ever-dangerous Trayson Bourget, who just picked up an offer yesterday from the Portland State Vikings, among others, Ed. As you can see, great command of the offense here tonight.
And I can see why Portland State wants him.
They hand it off to Will Height. He weaves his way through traffic. And the big fella on the inside getting it done right there for Cienega. That was big number 76, Anthony Murrieta. 6 foot, 335 pounds. And he was a little bit nimble on that one right there, Ed.
Yeah, he was. For a near 340-pounder to get in there.
That's why you run those ropes in 2-a-days right there, Ed Cole.
That's right.
2nd and 5 now. Make it 2nd and 4 now. Just over 4 minutes to play here in the 4th. A great one here on Thursday Night Football from Vail, Arizona. Shotgun snap for Bourget. He hands it off to Will Height. Up the middle, and 22 comes in there and delivers a blow for Cienega. That is Richie McCormick. How about that guy? What a two-way stud for the Bobcats.
Absolutely, no question. 22 is an absolute monster on offense and defense, trying to make up for his killer mistake, that fumbling that football away. I'm sure he's still running it through his mind right now, but I hope he just shuts that thing off and just completely forgets about it. It's done. It's in the past. There's nothing, you can't bring it back. Just go on defense and try to be the best player you can be on that side.
Just under 3.5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. 3 timeouts remaining for the Salpointe Catholic Lancers and the Bobcats of Cienega with 2. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers from the 28. 2-by-1 on the outside now for Bourget. They're going to run the rock and drain the clock. They hand it off to Will Height. He is once again stopped on the edge there by 22, Richie McCormick.
The most important thing for Will Height and Bourget and everybody on that offense, do not turn the ball over again.
Ball security at a premium right here late in the ball game. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside, take that timeout with them. You're watching Thursday Night Football right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us, and we'll come right back to Southern Arizona in just a moment.
You know where to find me?
The new 92.9 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way I get to you. Nothing like a great song.
And there's nothing like country music.
Wake up with the Bobby Bone Show.
Where all of country music's biggest stars come to hang out.
First thing in the morning and last thing at night.
We are Tucson's new country.
The best songs,
The biggest artist.
All in one place.
The new 92.9 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
What a thriller we have here in Vail, Arizona. 3:04 left in the game. The home team, Cienega trying to rally from a 23-7 deficit. They're down 30-22.
What a game here, Ed Cole. 2nd and 9 now for Trayson Bourget and the Lancers. Just over 3 minutes to play here in the fourth. A high snap, they give it to Will Height. He plunges ahead, but nice penetration that time up front from Cienega, led by number 10, Josiah Parker. Also in the play, Spezio Gonzalez.
That's what the Bobcats need to do, continue to play defense. Because you know they're going to run the ball to Will Height. Bourget's going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to control the clock and run this last 2:40 off.
Everybody in this stadium should be on their feet right now, Ed Cole. 3rd down and 9 here. 4th down, an 8-point ball game. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Trayson Bourget now from his own 30-yard line. 2-by-1 on the outside. Will Height the lone setback. Here's the snap. They hand it on a stretch play to Will Height, and he is bottled up as he gets to the edge by number 22. Who else? Richie McCormick.
Of course.
4th down now. What are you doing here if you're Salpointe? Do you punt it away, or do you try for that 4th down 7 yards away, Ed, and turn it over deep in your own territory if you don't get it?
That's a really good question. My goodness, I don't know. I would punt the ball away. I don't know if I'm going to go for it on 4th and 7.
How about the student section right there? Fantastic.
Good to see those kids having a good time. They haven't been here in almost 2 years, so they're relishing every moment.
I've never been here. This is my first visit, Ed, but
me too.
It's been memorable, let me tell you.
This has been great. So let's see what is head coach Eric Rogers doing on the sidelines. Is he calling a timeout? What's he want to do to
I think they are going to officially talk this one over with one of those old-fashioned timeouts. 1:21 remaining here. 1:20 to make it exact here in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside and take a short timeout. Come right back here for more Thursday Night Football right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Vail, Arizona. Fourth down now for the Lancers. They elect to punt it away with 1:24 remaining here in the fourth. Congratulations to tonight's Pit Boss Game MVP with 69% of the vote. Salpointe Catholic quarterback Trayson Bourget is tonight's epic TNF Pit Boss Game MVP. Congratulations, young man. You have earned it.
Yes, he has. Number 3 has played his heart out today.
Now, the Cienega Bobcats with 77 seconds, Ed, to get down the football field, matriculate down the football field, and score that touchdown. What do they got to do against the Salpointe defense?
Well, you can clearly know that Braden Cherry has weapons to throw the ball to. He's got Brady Belts. He's also got number 83, Brody Coleman. He's developed a really good relationship with him as the game has went on. You've got 1:17 left. You don't have time to really run the ball a whole lot. You've got to be able to move that ball down the field. You've got to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So time is of the essence. You've got 77 seconds. You don't have an eternity to move this ball down the field.
Last game played here, a thriller as well, back on November 8th, 2019 against the Sunny Slope Vikings. A 27-24 win for the Bobcats of Cienega. First down and 10 now from their own 23. Braden Cherry at the controls here for Cienega. 32, Cole McFarland is thinking that there is a wrong play call on. They can't get lined up correctly, so they have to burn a timeout. But it looks like it's going to be a delay of game instead, Ed. Dead ball foul, delay of game. A 5-yard penalty will be assessed to Cienega, so now it'll be first down and 15 for the Bobcats. 1:17 remaining here in the fourth.
That is clearly not the way you want to start this drive off. With a penalty, you've got to have all your ducks in a row, JP, before you even get out there.
Absolutely. At least they didn't have to burn a timeout. So now the Bobcats with 1 timeout remaining, the Lancers have 2. Braden Cherry now first and 15 from his own territory. He looks to throw. He's going to come near side, going deep down the field with the football, elevating and making the catch at the 50-yard line. They say he hauled it in at the 48-yard line. What a magnificent grab right there for number 11, Jimmy Diaz. Let's take another look at the play here momentarily. What a catch, Ed.
Fantastic throw from Braden Cherry to number 11, Jimmy Diaz, as Cherry is waiting to get the ball from his center. Back in the shotgun.
Cienega knows they got to take a shot right here, Ed. Back to live action. First and 10 now for the Bobcats from the 48, up into the air, and coming down with the football is number 3, C.J. Handgartner. The Bobcats now with Uncle Mo on their side. Less than a minute to play here in the fourth.
That's how you move the ball really quickly with 77 seconds. Even with the penalty, long throw to Diaz, quick throw to C.J. Handgartner, keep that ball moving.
Hurry-up offense now. They try to snap the football, does Cienega, but Salpointe has to call the timeout. We'll keep it right here. What a game, Ed. 8 points remaining. It separates these two teams, 47 seconds. One more look at that last play. What a pitch and catch right there. A great wide shot here of the play from our production team. What a play there. Unbelievable high pointing the football over the midfield stripe and coming down with it at the 48-yard line. A clutch reception right there for Jimmy Diaz.
And James, what a throw for Cherry to get it over Elijah Rushing. That 6'5" guy, he's put both paws up there to try to affect that pass, but he was still able to get that trajectory and throw that ball to where Diaz could only catch it. Great job.
And that was the play before right there for number 3 on the reception, C.J. Handgartner, that got the whole thing started for the Bobcats. Whoa, Ed, 47 seconds to go here, and they are 26 yards away from pay dirt.
Cienega is rolling this ball down here. But Salpointe Catholic clearly defensively, they're on their heels. They got to get some kind of pressure on Braden Cherry right now because, again, he's feeling himself right now. He's got supreme confidence that he can drive his guys down there and get the tying score.
That's right. It's up to Braden Cherry right now. They emptied out for Cherry here. 5 wide receivers. He looks to throw, fires to the far side. It's almost hauled in by number 11. Too much air under that football for Jimmy Diaz, but he was able to get a little bit of a paw on that one.
I mean, Jimmy Diaz can't make every single acrobatic catch.
Right.
You know, he can't pull everything
He's spoiling us here, Ed, is what he's doing.
But great effort by Diaz, by the way, to try to at least try to make a one-headed catch on that one. That was a fantastic effort for that young man.
I think if he hadn't done that, that might have been an INT for Salpointe Catholic if you get one more look at it. Unbelievable play right there for Diaz going up and basically becoming a defensive back there for a moment for the Bobcats.
Yep. And even if he caught it, they may have had to have taken a timeout because the clock would have still been running.
42 seconds remaining. 3-by-1 on the outside now for Cherry. Empty backfield. He looks to throw. Pressure comes off the edge. It's tipped, and it falls incomplete. Pressure being applied very nicely that time by Salpointe Catholic.
That is the pressure that I was talking about. You've got to be able to get to Braden Cherry, collapse that pocket, or get a guy to come right up in his face, right up in his mug, and affect his trajectory and his throwing angles.
So now 3rd down upcoming here. Boy, this is a huge play right here. 4-down territory, Ed, down by 8 points with 37 seconds remaining in the ballgame.
No question right here. This is on Salpointe Catholic. Their defense, again, continue to put pressure on Cherry and make it hard for him to complete passes because you know you're going to throw the ball clearly because 37 seconds left. You've got to get it in the end zone. So let's see what Salpointe Catholic can do defensively to thwart this rally.
The game of Southern Arizona has lived up to the billing here tonight, my friend.
No question, absolutely.
3rd and long now. 3rd and 10 to be exact for Cienega. 5 wide receivers now for Braden Cherry. The speedster's out on the edge now for the Bobcats. 37 seconds to play. Shotgun snap. He looks to throw. Fires over the middle. It's intercepted in the end zone. Number 1, Antonio Martinez for the Salpointe Catholic Lancers, and that could be the dagger.
That just very well may be. Braden Cherry was trying to complete that pass to Brody Coleman in the end zone. His tight end, he was looking for him, but Antonio Martinez had other ideas, i.e. an interception. Great coverage on his part.
Unbelievable play right there. We'll get one more look at it right here. Antonio Martinez climbs the ladder for the Lancers and hauls in what could be the death nail for the Bobcats.
And, James, we talked about that one play or plays that Salpointe Catholic had to make defensively. That was that exact play that Antonio Martinez did with that INT in the end zone.
Credit to Braden Cherry right there for taking a shot, but the ball just a little bit too far outside for his intended target, number 83, Brody Coleman, and the 6'5" senior, unfortunately, unable to haul that one in for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it was tough for Coleman. Even as athletic as that young man is, he could try to contort his body and turn around to catch the ball, but he could not. But you know who did? Antonio Martinez did.
Martinez did. So that'll be a touchback for Salpointe Catholic. They'll have the ball at the 20-yard line. First down and 10 now for the Lancers. 31 seconds remaining here in our fourth quarter. So possibly one play and a kneel down, or maybe 2 kneel downs here, and this one should be in the books. What a game here tonight from Vail, Arizona. We appreciate you tuning in on the Epic Sports Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's ball game. A kneel down right there for quarterback Trayson Bourget. Once again, congratulations to that young man, our pit boss, game MVP, as voted by you folks out there in the audience tonight, garnering 69% of tonight's vote.
Yes, sir. He earned every one of those 69% votage of the votes by the fans out there.
And that's what you want to see right there, Ed. Not to interrupt you. You want to see these guys hugging it out after a very hard-fought football game tonight here as the final 5 seconds tick off the clock here. What an epic game here tonight in Vail, Arizona.
And, you know, it's great to see the home crowd give a standing ovation for these two teams.
Yes.
Even though their home team lost, this was a phenomenal football game, and they saw their home team rally from a 23-7 deficit. They were down 23-0 at one point, and they were able to rally to within 8 points, but it didn't end up their way. But got to give their young men credit for at least fighting and staying in this football game, but also give credit for Salpointe Catholic to not fold when things got tough.
Yes, it was a fantastic game. It had everything you wanted. High-powered offense, tough, hard-nosed defense, taking shots down the football field, great runs to the edge, speed, power. It had it all here tonight, Ed.
It did. Offensively, defensively, special teams. Every one of the young men on both of these football teams played their guts out. They played all the way, the entire 48 minutes of football. This was a phenomenal football game to witness here and also live on the Epic Sports Network.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Wherever you were watching from tonight, special shout out to our Epic Sports Network production crew.
Thank you, brother.
And everyone here in attendance tonight. A great crowd on hand at Cienega High School. Once again, our final score, the Lancers on top of the Bobcats by the final of 30-22. For my broadcast partner, Ed Cole, I'm James Poovey saying so long from Vail, Arizona. One more time, our final here this evening. The Salpointe Catholic Lancers coming out on top over the Cienega Bobcats, 30-22. Special thanks to Chris DeRogers, the athletic director here at Cienega High School, for having us on site. We had a great time, and we look forward to coming back again real soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great night, and we will talk to you again next Thursday night from Desert Vista High School in Ahwatukee. Take care.